On the horizon of this forest path, you see a group of dark, cloaked figures slowly trudging towards you. What do you do?
My half-orc barbarian braces her great hammer, and that's a 1. Critical fail. Steve, what do you do?
Well, I believe in anticipation my rogue would try and hide behind a tree. Okay, I rolled a 1.
That's another critical fail. Tom, what does your human bard do?
Active perception check.
That's a natural 20. Let's fucking go.
I feel it in my fingers, I feel it in my toes. These motherfuckers mean to harm us, and they got to go, so come on, get them now. You picked the wrong day to fuck around with my tight crew. So let's give it in, I can perceive you, here's what we're gonna do. Me and my boys gonna mess you up.
I rolled a 1. I rolled a 1.
Fuck, my boys are otherwise engaged, so I'm gonna bring it on myself.
Hey, I forgot that you're supposed to tell me what I see, right?
Yes, thank you. Let's just slow it all down a bit.
So you notice that one of the hooded figures is a little shorter.
I cast Vicious Mockery. Nat 20, let's go.
You're a shot motherfucker and nobody likes you.
Shot!
Everybody says, fucking short that guy is. And that stops you from forming meaningful relationships. And when you were born, everybody thought that you were just a head. But then the doctor said, wait, this super motherfucking tiny short ass baby got a tiny little itty bitty body and I hate it.
Your attack lands and absolutely shatters the mind of the cloaked figure. Perception check, please.
Nat 20, let's go.
You perceive the figure was so short because it was a child. There's always a kid. Specifically the child you've been looking for the last 15 days game time and 5 days of our actual lives. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I'll be better. His body's just lying there, right? Right? Yes. Don't. Bitch!
On the horizon of this forest path, you see a group of dark, cloaked figures slowly trudging towards you. What do you do?
My half-orc barbarian braces her great hammer, and that's a 1. Critical fail. Steve, what do you do?
Well, I believe in anticipation my rogue would try and hide behind a tree. Okay, I rolled a 1.
That's another critical fail. Tom, what does your human bard do?
Active perception check.
That's a natural 20. Let's fucking go.
I feel it in my fingers, I feel it in my toes. These motherfuckers mean to harm us, and they got to go, so come on, get them now. You picked the wrong day to fuck around with my tight crew. So let's give it in, I can perceive you, here's what we're gonna do. Me and my boys gonna mess you up.
I rolled a 1. I rolled a 1.
Fuck, my boys are otherwise engaged, so I'm gonna bring it on myself.
Hey, I forgot that you're supposed to tell me what I see, right?
Yes, thank you. Let's just slow it all down a bit.
So you notice that one of the hooded figures is a little shorter.
I cast Vicious Mockery. Nat 20, let's go.
You're a shot motherfucker and nobody likes you.
Shot!
Everybody says, fucking short that guy is. And that stops you from forming meaningful relationships. And when you were born, everybody thought that you were just a head. But then the doctor said, wait, this super motherfucking tiny short ass baby got a tiny little itty bitty body and I hate it.
Your attack lands and absolutely shatters the mind of the cloaked figure. Perception check, please.
Nat 20, let's go.
You perceive the figure was so short because it was a child. There's always a kid. Specifically the child you've been looking for the last 15 days game time and 5 days of our actual lives. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I'll be better. His body's just lying there, right? Right? Yes. Don't. Bitch!
Hey there, I'm the bard of the team. I got a tragic backstory and my class is a meme. I'm the ace of the race, the other parties are whack. I'm a jack of all trades, including the jack. Excuse me, bard made in a skirt. I hope you don't mind, but I'm a devious flirt. Let me up on the stage of your beauty, I'll sing, and I'll show you just how I strum my strings. Hey now, this is the life of the bard. Just how did you flirt with the guard? Hey, wow, you're in for a treat as I flirt with every NPC. Woo! Ba-da-ba-ba. Well, hi, Elder Dragon of Gold. Your scales are stunning, your character bold. Make me see your hoard. We've been searching for miles. Maybe I could be the greatest gem in your pile. Ooh, hey, you mercenary at work. Why don't you join our team? And I give him a smirk. I promise you I can give you plenty.
Roll for persuasion.
Now 20! Hey now, this is the life of the bard. Just how did you flirt with the guard? Hey wow, you're in for a treat as I flirt with every NPC. Woo! Ba-da-ba-ba.
As you walk in the tavern, you notice a guy. He talks of destruction and if you're ready to die. He's the big bad evil guy, come to ruin your day. After giving his evil speech, what do you say?
Well, I grab my ukulele and say,
Oh no.
Hey, you with the villainous smile, but don't you come and stay and get to know me a while? We're two of a kind, two sides of a coin. Well, I've got no tail, I could give you some.
Oh boy.
Hey, you, Mr. Evil and Smacks, you seem pretty hungry. Why don't you have a snack? You can change your ways, I'll just roll with the luck. While I'm under 11, but I can still buy. Hey now, here's the life of the bar. Just how rich and low with the guard. Hey, while you're in for a treat, as I flirt with every NPC. Woo! Hey now, here's the life of the bar. Just how rich and low with the guard. This curse can be a bitch.
Well, you've successfully charmed the Lich.
Hey everybody! Hi all, hello. I hope everyone's having a grand old time. Hope everyone's doing it good. I hope everyone's doing good. Ew, an essay, schoolwork. Yeah, I got an essay due in a couple hours. I haven't started, so we're gonna cram this out on a chill stream.
You feel so proud of that, don't you?
I do, because I work better under pressure.
So you work better daily.
I work better under pressure. Hola.
Under pressure.
Happy viernes. Hola, ¿cómo estás, Juan? Hello, Tom.
Look at her flexing her Spanish.
I'm practicing, ladies and gentlemen. Soon I'll be doing audios in Spanish.
Will you?
Maybe. I don't know. That'd be cool. I could at least translate them for people. That'd be nice. I do want to translate some of my VODs, which would be good. What is this song? What is this song? Hi, all. So the first song was Perception Check by Tom Cardy. And then the next one was The Life of the Bard by Kelly Cat. And I'll post them down below later. No, I haven't started. It's 4 to 5 pages, and I have the topic I need to do. It's just I'm having a minute. Feliz fin de Semana Santa. Ah, bien. Okay.
What did he say?
God damn it.
You got it.
Feliz fin de Semana Santa.
Feliz?
Oh,
Is it
wait. Fin. Feliz fin de Semana Santa.
Wait, what?
That's what am I reading it wrong?
Feliz?
Feliz. 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 Am I wrong?
Feliz fin de Semana Santa. I think he meant to say feliz.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think. Or Olis.
Que no habla español, señor Juan.
Okay.
God damn it, Crazy. It's okay.
This is gonna be a Spanish stream only.
No!
Right? A Spanish stream.
Here's my thing. A quick
Spanish
intro.
stream.
Hello, my name is Gemini Audios. I am a weird-ass voice actor and internet personality on the internet. Hi, guys. I'm with Lord Mitro. Say hi, Lord Mitro.
Hello, I'm currently eating her face.
Yes, he's my partner in crime, but also my partner in real life, and also speaks Spanish. So I'm happy to always be here for translation. Okay, it was the second song I was curious about. Never heard of it. Catchy tune, though. Yes, it's one of my favorite ones because I play bards pretty often in campaigns, so it's very vibey for me.
I do
Lord
speak
Shalom
Spanish.
has signed a new contract and staying with the LFC. Ooh, nice!
I do speak Spanish. Hello, señorita.
I know only the basics of Spanish. That's alright, Anna, because we're all still learning. I'm terrible. I could
No,
probably...
you're not. You are not terrible.
I feel like I'm terrible.
You do not want to hear what terrible sounds like.
Anna
You
says
should
hi,
listen to
Michi.
Mike then.
Anna says hi, Michi.
Hello, Anna.
There's so much going on, so I get very, very excited.
Hello, Governor.
Hello, Governor. Essay girl, I'm already tired for you. Thank you, Ranger. I have a 4-page essay due. I'm currently doing it on a topic I find interesting, which is true crime. So I'm doing it an essay, but I have specific criteria, so it is taking me a minute. This one I would have been fine because I was talking about an artifact, which is a documentary. But turns out I needed other resources to compare to, and that's why I didn't start the essay. Actually, I lied. I wrote the essay and then realized I fucked up, so now I have to rewrite the essay. Which is what's happening. So, we're going to get that rewritten tonight. We're going to chop it up a little bit. We're going to rewrite it, and we're going to get it sorted. Hopefully, I get it done. It is due by 11:59 tonight. So you're about to watch me roll, right? And maybe
She is about to go to work.
and maybe I'll read it to you guys. But feel free to ask Dungeons and Dragons questions, nerdy ass questions. Mitch is with me tonight. He's chilling as well. He is watching somebody's thing right now.
I am currently watching Mario Odyssey Hide and Seek.
Yes, so he's watching a bunch of people play Mario Odyssey Hide and Speak. I barely
Hide and
speak
what?
English.
Hide and Speak?
I said hide and seek.
You said hide and speak.
Well, you know what? Everyone shut the fuck up. I barely
Mocker! Catch vicious mockery on her, chat!
I barely speak English, though it's rare. I barely speak English, though it's rare sometimes I'll have someone say it's kind of hard to understand my southern drawl. See, I work, I'm really good with picking up people's accents, though. I'm really good at accents. And I'm really good at people, like, understanding people's accents, specifically. I can understand a lot. And also, I speak purely in metaphor most of the time. So, to be honest, I understand when people say a lot of metaphors and regional dialects. I'm pretty good at. And when you're in the Midwest, you get a lot of people from a lot of places. So, yeah, you get used to it, which is good. But I have a couple video options of what we can choose to watch. So I have my little YouTube account over here, and while we're chilling, let me see, because I got a couple, you guys are about to see a very private part of my life here. Y'all about to see my FYPs.
Oh.
I'm about to see my FYP, oh my goodness. Let's see,
I saw a Lord Michiru video pop up there. Who is
Yeah.
that handsome man?
Who is that handsome devil over there? But I got a lot of D&D stuff, a lot of rap stuff, a lot of anime stuff. I got some true crime stuff. If you guys don't know, this is a great channel for vibey music. If you ever want to, like, you know, I like classical music sometimes, and this channel makes great playlists and music inspired by paintings. So when I'm working and typing at the office, I will tend to put in their stuff, which is really good. Oh, Robert! Oh, Quiet! I love Quiet. He's one of my favorites. I love Quiet. So you guys tell me, what you want to listen to, what you want to chill? You want to listen to someone's content and chill here while I start the thingy? What do you want to do? What you guys feel in the mood for? I can play a D&D video, and we can chill and talk about it while it's going on, if you'd like. What do you guys think? What do you think? You guys tell me. I'm also a big fan of 100 Days videos. I watch a lot of people play 100 Days stuff. Like, I play 100 Days in, 100 Days of Minecraft, or Surviving Minecraft once. I'm deep in the Minecraft trenches at the moment.
I have got her addicted to it.
I also like Prop Hunt. I'm a big fan of Prop Hunt. I like playing games like that. I'm also a big fan of a lot of the Korean animation channels recently. They've been really fun. So I've been liking them a lot. Let's see, if Jem can translate the following Southern speak. Ma, pa, there's a vermin fighting the pooch. Get the bang stick. Oh, mom, dad, there is some kind of critter fighting the dog. Get the hitting stick. Or get the bat. If we were going to translate it Midwesternly. And I know you can do it. I believe in you. I like the 100 Days for background music. Sometimes it's too quiet. I was horrible when it came to essays in high school. I had like 3 that were assigned. Didn't turn a single one in, and I'm pissed. Thank God for projects. Truly, like, oh my gosh, it's so fun. I like a good essay, though. I work great under pressure. That's why I'm real kicking it right now. We gonna kick into it once I find the right thing to start off to. Because you guys gonna hear me clickety-clacketing, like, all the time.
Clack, clack, clack.
Click, clack, clack. Let me see, I'm trying to think of... Oh, and I also watch a lot of fitness videos, but I watch anime fitness videos right now, which is like certain workouts inspired by anime characters. So I find them really fun. Oh, bang stick means gun. Oh, grab the gun. You guys want to watch something spoopy? We can watch something spoopy. What do you guys want to do? Let's see.
Aren't you supposed to be writing your essay?
Yeah, I am, but I want something in the background while I do it. You know me. I do everything with the thing in the background.
Don't get distracted.
I won't. I won't. I got it.
I'm watching your
I
ass.
got it. I got it. Yeah, anime workout videos. Yeah, it's a big thing. It's really fun. Oh my gosh. If you want something vibey, hold on. These girls, I always pronounce her name wrong. I think it's Karen, or yeah, Karen and Connie. They do Sims videos, and they are so funny. It makes me crack up. It's so vibey. Ooh, I lied. I know what we're gonna watch, guys. I know we're gonna chill and watch. Where is... Oh no, where did it go? Oh, here.
We find ourselves on a cozy island where water powers machines and machines power greed.
I don't suppose you can grab me this.
You can grab my nuts, old man. Can't you see I'm busy? Go, Bessie. Go, Bessie. Go, Bessie. Bessie. Bessie.
Join me as I set out to become
think
the
Creole is
wealthiest
very
hydroneer
similar
this
to
island's
something
ever seen
before we
while
continue.
collecting every...
To explain, hello, welcome. I hope you're having a good day.
Hi, Willow.
Michi says so a really big fun thing that I grew up with is my grandmother, and my mother partially as well, speak something called patois, which is a Caribbean island language, which is a mix of like Dutch and French and a little Spanish. So I get super excited with a bunch of stuff because my grandmother speaks a bunch of languages, but I wanted to learn patois, or patois, and it's very exciting. So it's very exciting. So I do understand, but I find Creole and all the different languages and cultures very interesting. I find it really good. It's very exciting. I like it.
every fishing rod, building all tiers
But
of
we're gonna
mining
get started
machines,
on
and
working on this
uncovering the
essay.
mystery of old relics. All
Well,
that
say
within
hello.
100 days. Hey, my lovelies. I am your humble ringmaster, Chromita, and say it with me now. Let the show begin. Here we are, on day one. After making an absolute dashing specimen of a man, we hop on in, and before I knew it, I was standing in a town called Ember Cradle. All I could tell was that there were plenty of shops, that you have to buy your own tools, and also that this game isn't very big on tutorials. The sun was setting quickly and I had no idea what I should be doing, but I did manage to find a brush, so I guess that's a start. While my dumb was busy finding out how to use a pan and brush to get some ore, I found a map. Turns out the island we are on is called Bastion, and it has multiple quarries. This is also where I noticed the item description pop up and found out that I need some dirt to use in a pan and brush, so I'm off to find a shovel. And I did find one at this dude's shop, but apparently, although theft being a crime here doesn't really get you punished, it's just kind of weird a dude just screams at you. So I went looking around town, where I managed to wander into a cave with an odd ritual spot. Must require some special items on these here pedestals, but we'll
Just
be back for
posted
this
a- posted a
eventually.
Phantom Thieves
While I was
comment
walking
on your
through
latest
town, one of
video.
the villagers gave me an item a requisition, but buddy, I don't even know how to get dirt, let alone gems and gold. Far and wide I searched for the elusive shovel going into day 2, but eventually I circled back to square 1, where there was a shovel waiting for me this whole time. My bad, I guess I'm just illegally blind, and this shovel here allowed me to get my first bit of dirt, which washed down with the pan, got us a first bit of gold. Our road to riches has thus begun. It took me quite a long time to find out how to interact with the shops,
Oh,
but
by the
all you
way,
gotta do is
tonight's
drop your
dinner is
possessions onto the
PDQ.
table to get you some
I have a
coin.
thick old
This
chicken
coin netted me a
sandwich.
worth of 7, but I need 100 for the starter
Specifically,
pickaxe.
a
So I sliced the
spicy
day away to
jacked
get some
chicken
more
sandwich.
ores, and I came across some iron eventually. Slowly but surely, the wagon was being filled up, which I carried all the way on over
Oh,
to the
and I
market
have
to
a
make some
zero sugar
quick
Dr. Pepper.
buckaroonies. While selling this
Ooh,
new
when's
haul,
your
I did
cosplay
notice
event?
that
How
different
fun.
pieces of ore go for different prices based on their weight. Later, as the sun was setting, I did find a mysterious glowing shard which supposedly helps power pressure tanks, so I'll hold on to that as I don't know how rare this is. Another haul later got sold, so we're making that cash money quick, so much so that we went to buy our first pickaxe. We are going places, and those places are the mines. Might as well test it
can't
out
trust
at the quarry
anywhere
that I
to
have
not-
access
to take
to.
pickles
It
out of
lets
my
you
dang
dig
sandwich.
super fast. However, it's super dark down here, so Papa is going to need a light source. And there were a lot of useful tools to start building a base, but again, I'm still broke. So on day 3, I attempted to remedy this issue by grinding out ore to sell. During this grind, I managed to make some interesting finds, being an uncut emerald, very nice, some core stone ore, and a piece of cloutium ore. No idea what I could use these for, but I'm sure together we'll figure that out in time. At sundown, I put my bucket on my wagon and sold all of my golden iron that I got from the day to get myself a standing torch, a grinding wheel, and a construction hammer.
We picked up emergency
And, you know, the
chicken
next
in case
morning, as
my
I was
first
transporting my
try at
stuff,
pizza
I
dough
noticed my
didn't turn
wagon
out
was
too
just
well.
overflowing
And,
with
the
items,
pizza
so
dough
I
came
think
out,
it's time we build
but
that
I still got a
base.
little work
I
to do on the
unloaded
pizza
everything
crust.
at my selected spot, where the standing torch, ironically, did not want to do the standing part. I guess it'll have to do on the floor for now. I couldn't quite figure out what to do with the hammer though. All I did after that was set down my grinding wheel and turn my uncut emeralds into their pure shiny form. More time was spent gathering ore for funds, during which I found an uncut sapphire. I can tell that this game is going to want me to make a lot of jewelry. The extra cash let me buy the saw, and I figured out that it's not used to cut down trees, surprisingly, or used on wood in any way, shape, or form. It's meant for cutting metal bars in half, oddly enough. Stumped on what to do next, I just started to dig a hole in the dirt. I reached solid ground and couldn't dig any further down, so I'm guessing I might need better tools down the line. As the sun was setting again, all I could think of was that I'm going to need to build a rudimentary furnace station for sure, since it'll allow me to make bars. So you know what that means? Sifting through more dirt. Yeah, buddy, I spent all night panning, during which I found out that my emeralds and sapphires had mysteriously disappeared. There's a thief in our midst, I just know it. This grind lasted for the majority of day 5, and I also snatched up an uncut ruby, which I processed and placed at base for safekeeping. Hopefully the thief doesn't get this one too. But you know what feels like a real steal? That'd be the stunning clothing over at Project Orochi. Like y'all, I find most gaming merch comes off so strong that you don't want to wear them in public, but that's where Project Orochi comes in with stylish game-inspired clothes that most perceive as cool streetwear, while gamers can recognize the design's inspiration, as this brand blends Japanese art with subtle nods to games, all of which I'm a fan of, like Dark Souls, Sekiro, Elden Ring, and more. Like this piece, looks like traditional Japanese art, but Sekiro players will catch on to this. Also, I binge way too much anime, so I'm drawn to the Jujutsu shirts and Bleach hoodie. But my personal favorite has to be their Elder Scrolls collection. I'm gonna wear these everywhere as I'm proud to sport these. Don't mind me, I'm just buying my clothes for the year. What I find super creative is they're building a community not just on Instagram, but Discord, where you can join giveaways and even find fellow gamers. So check them out today using my link down below, as they offer free shipping in the USA, and you can use code CHROMEDA for 10% off your order. And a big thank you to Project Orochi for sponsoring this video. Now, if only I could get such a good deal with my ore, but for now, I just work relentlessly to get enough ores to sell, since the jeweler lady, who we shall call Julie, drives a hard bargain. And I'm really going to need to automate this whole mining operation, because my hands be hurtin'. I'm gonna get carpal tunnel from this for sure. At about noon, I was able to buy every single smithing item at the vendor and began to haul everything back to base. I then got some gold and iron harvested and decided to throw some into the crucible to make some ingots, which I tried to use on this here anvil to craft items as I was sifting through the recipes, and I grasped the concept.
Dark Souls
but
is
couldn't
incredibly
quite figure it
difficult.
out just
Do
yet.
not feel
But
bad.
that didn't
It is
stop me
so
from trying
difficult.
all
I
different
barely made it through the
combinations
first
going
20
into day
minutes
6
of that game.
until I figured out that I needed to heat up the bars to create stuff. I mean, duh.
Ha ha! Eureka! Ha ha ha! Weaponry is mine!
Not knowing what to do with my new shiny pointy stabby stick, I went on a search for someone to sell it to and stumbled upon a statue in the name of my new scriptwriter.
Raptor? Did you die here? Did you die here?
I guess. My soul is there, trust me.
The stabby stick was sold to Julie, and then I scurried back to base with my coin like the little goblin that I am. After that, I built the biggest piece of jewelry that I could muster with a big ruby on it, and that only gave me 40 Hydroneer coin, which feels like a ripoff. Julie, you're gonna pay for this. Lastly, the only other thing that I could make was an iron axe and an emerald ring. These surely would bring me a better price. On my way up to Julie though, I noticed a giant volcano in the distance. Hopefully we get to explore that sometime soon. With those new acquired funds, I decided to buy a fishing pole and a crab pot, which I hauled on over to the nearest dock, where I struggled to find a deep enough part to put the pot in, so we'll put that on a hold. At least the fishing pole seemed to be working just fine. I did catch a sardine and sold it for a whopping 4H. Not much money in this fishing business, I suppose. I also caught a cod, but couldn't figure out where to sell it to, so I would put a hold on this for now as well. Curiosity got the better of me as I set off on an adventure to kick off day 7, without knowing what awaited me out there. If it was danger, I'd welcome it. I came across a quaint Viking-style village. Although vacant, its stock market had a way better price for weaponry, so we now know where to sell those. I returned back to base, placed my crab pot under my little bridge, and got to work on gathering iron and ended up crafting one of each iron weapon. I transported them to the Viking village, where I sold them for a grand sum of 46 coins. This dramatically influenced the demand price though, as I had offered all 3 at the same time, seems like. The little bit of money that I did have, I spent on concrete blocks and used them to build a flat surface to put our assembly on. Progression-wise, we do need to save up for some of these larger automated machines that are powered by water pressure. The game is called Hydroneer after all. So against my better judgment, I decided to collect my gold bars and sold them to Julie. This sadly only gave me 70 coins. This lady is going to drive me insane. With that money, I decided to buy some pipes, and thus on day 8 after placing them, we had flowing water. I then made a quick 86 coins, selling iron bars at the local stock market, and then during today's money grind, I managed to find a herring in the crab pot, so I'll be sure to keep track of the different species of fish that we find. After tons of more grinding, I sold a whole bunch of bars and gems for 216 coins, so I was finally able to afford a forged iron harvester and hooked it up to our water pipes. This machine lets me skip the washing and brushing step of the panning. As for the fish caught by the cage so far, we got a cod, a herring, a flying fish, a prawn, and an old stanky boot. At the Fisher Village, I traded a prawn for a slightly better fishing rod, so our side quest to collect them all is going smoothly. As for the remaining fish, I found out I can just sell them to the grocer. It was on day 9 that we put our new piece of machinery to work by shoveling truckloads of dirt into it for processing. During this grind, I ended up making a shard bar, but Julie says it's apparently worth jack shit, so I'll hold on to it for myself. It must be useful if I can't sell it. I then continued to sift through pan after pan after pan after pan of dirt, and I did get more efficient at it though, digging on the other side of the river and using a block to get up to feed the machine. By sundown, I had an absolutely massive pile of ore and started to make a chunky gold ingot and a thick iron bar. These 2 items were worth a whopping 381 coins. Julie, you are finally speaking my language. With that coin, I was able to buy the remaining tubing and decided to start rerouting my system back at base. And things seem to be looking well as I figured out I can put the shard bar into the pressure tube and had enough room for another machine. Efficiency was slowly catching on day 10 as we built a platform with a bucket to catch our ores. 50% of the time, it works 100% of the time. For the majority of the day, I repeated the same money-making system as the day prior, and with another massive amount of cash, I managed to buy and set a forged iron drill down. It just pumps out dirt like there's no tomorrow. I mean, just look at it go. I can't even keep up with it, and this is only tier 1. The remainder of the evening was spent perfecting this section of our system, and I quickly came to realize, since it's spitting out dirt chunks, we need to route it in a way that would allow the chunks to fall into the top of the harvester. And although my contraption that I whipped up should have worked, it did not, likely because this drill isn't meant to drill air. Day 11 was, well, not the most thrilling chapter in our epic saga. Armed with my very limited brain power, I decided it was time for a much-needed overhaul. I made a lot of purchases for this project, some wise, others questionable. Progress was happening, but we're not quite there yet. Still, somewhere deep in the rusty gears of my mind, there was a spark, a tiny flicker of an idea. Let's see where this takes us.
Oh, it works! It works! Suck it! I knew I had a good idea.
Yes, my lovelies, automation has been achieved. We have beaten the game. Not really, but you get the point. You know, hey, the pipes were flowing, the machines are humming, and things are kind of working. Now comes the tricky part though, figuring out how to catch all of these shiny little nuggets and sort them into neat little piles. After some intense staring at the mess that I created, I decided it was time to invest in a hand sorter, because clearly my hands alone aren't cutting it. Fortunately, funding isn't an issue anymore. thanks to the mountain of nuggets that we've stockpiled from all of our totally scientific testing. On day 13, we integrated the hand sorter and powered it up with good old-fashioned water. Sure, it might not be the approved method, but hey, it's working wonders for easy collection. Our contraption is up and running, and it's already making us richer than we ever dreamed of. And naturally, I took that as a cue to expand the hole for more building. After all, we need our loot properly sorted. Once we forged the mother of all bars, construction raged on through the night like there was no tomorrow.
Damn, son, where'd you find this? Holy moly.
I got the goods if you got the cash.
You better have a lot of goods, my boy, because I got a lot of cash. What can I say? Rerouting everything and using my brain, for once, turned out to be a solid plan. We were basking in eureka moments until we noticed some wear and tear on the drill. Turns out even the best contraptions need a little TLC now and then. So it was time to cough up a few more nuggets for repairs before diving back in. So the next day, I bought myself a spanner and got everything back in working order. While I'm gathering funds for more building projects, I just have to say, this game is incredibly satisfying. Other games might give you a quick rush from high value drops, but here, it's all about the pride of seeing what you've built come to life. I picked up another sorter and started installing this one too, but sometimes my brain decides it's had enough.
Oh, I misclicked. Oh, no. Oh, I'm gonna cry myself to sleep.
Fortunately, by the end of the day, we were making progress towards the perfect system. In the early hours of day 15, I painstakingly cleaned up my entire mess, piece by piece. But I didn't mind one bit actually, because the payoff was massive. Huge bars, practically gargantuan.
Julie, I've come for your retirement fund.
Oh, it's over! It's over 1,000!
Oh man, that is beautiful. Juicy.
At this point in time, money was definitely off the worry list, and the wild part is that I haven't even hit peak efficiency yet. Once daytime arrived, I cranked my sorting operation into overdrive, and I'll admit, I felt pretty proud seeing everything come together. Granted, the gem filter isn't exactly dancing in perfect harmony, but that's alright for now. My plan is to funnel gold and iron straight into their respective cauldrons for smelting, because if there's one thing I don't need, it's another sorting headache. Little by little, I cobbled together a rudimentary gem system, and by the end of the day, the camp was neat, tidy, and chugging along like a dream. Day 16 kicked off with me buying another furnace and crucible, then I spent way too long trying to rig an auto smelt system. Turns out, I was just overthinking it.
Ha-ha! Bucket was the answer all along.
Up next, I repeated the process for golds, and I'll admit that the gold dispenser on this hatch is much easier to work with, so that's a win in my book. I let the whole setup run for a while, just to see how much loot I could churn out in one go. During the downtime, I busied myself tidying up the place. By sundown, I shut everything off, collected my freshly minted ingots, and trekked on over to Julie's. The payoff was a hefty 3,229 coin, bringing our total haul to a solid 4,875. It's enough to make me want to tear up. Like, seriously, who knew that molten metal could make me so emotional? And you know, maybe it's time to invest that hard-earned cash into a tractor for some amazing transport capabilities. If only I could figure out the darn price. The next day kicked off with a good long stare at my map. Turns out the Viking village we visited is called Ironil, and the castle's Bastion Keep, and that fishing hub is Burnscroft. While I was tinkering with my machinery, the salesman casually mentioned that I could find even more goodies at a place called Icehelm. Naturally, I loaded up my wagon and headed off into uncharted territory. Uncharted territory for me, that is, because it's definitely marked on the map, don't you worry. We passed Ironil in no time and soon found ourselves scaling a snowy mountain dotted with abandoned structures. Eventually, I reached what looked like my destination, an old wrecked settlement that's seen better days. A massive gateway led me into the mountain itself, complete with a gemstone stock market and even stone structures for building a proper house. Inside the gateway sat a big elevator. I descended with it, and let me tell you, the room below gave off some serious Lord of the Rings meets Elven Kingdom vibes. At the end of this grand entrance, there was a colossal anvil.
I have not seen the new Snow White.
You know what? I don't know what I expected, but I thought whatever you would want would refer to, you know, the elephant in the room.
Sure, the walls had signs supposedly explaining on how to use this mystical contraption, but I can't lie, I'm way too dense to piece that together right now. Further in, I spotted a labeled pathway which led me to a shop featuring conveyor belts and hooks for processing, funnels, smelters, and all sorts of knickknacks to
And
jazz
the
up your
Minecraft
base.
movie
There was also
was
plenty
cringe,
of
apparently.
tubing, fancy new tools, and specialized machine designs that
I've
seemed
not seen
unique
the Snow
to this
White
area.
movie yet, though.
According to everything that I read, the ore tiers here go from iron to cloutium to corestone in that order. All that, however, pales in comparison to the scale that I stumbled upon. It will help me handle orders down to the exact weight. Super handy when you're rolling in valuables. Deeper in, I crossed an old wooden bridge overflowing with lava. Definitely not up to code. And then noticed a huge chute, and it seems like you can transport items throughout this entire cavern system. Honestly, this feels like one gigantic puzzle waiting to be solved. On day 18, I hauled my entire pile of cash over to the mountain shop, where I basically went on a shopping spree. I snagged a ton of merchandise, most importantly though, all the shiny new tools. I had bought so many items that I had to use my wagon to haul everything back to the surface, and somehow I managed to cram everything inside and then headed back home. While unloading my freshly bought gear, I discovered the magnifying glass can actually show machines' durability, and the magnet on a stick lets me pull items from a distance, incredibly handy. After earning another nice payout from Julie, I decided to make a second trip all the way to Icehelm to buy some stone construction pieces, and then back home the rake proved invaluable for leveling the ground and laying solid foundations for our new house. By the time night fell, most things were in place, and I was gearing up for purchasing round 2. This time, roof pieces. As I ventured off, one thought kept echoing in my head. I really need me a tractor. A good old green John Deere would be just fine. At dawn of the next day, I slapped on the roof and made one final run for the remaining walls, and just like that, our stone house was complete. A perfect spot for all of my fine-tuning tasks, like measuring out the exact weight of new items. I had been so caught up in building that I didn't even notice our gemstone stash was overflowing. A problem I'm totally okay with, by the way. So I spent some time cleaning up the sparkly mess. With our facilities upgraded, I stopped by Edgar's place, and turns out he wants a 1.5 gold nugget, which is tricky considering I've got nothing but cold hard coin, and you can't split and divide nugget weights. I devoted the night to tracking down that perfect little hunk of gold. Somewhere along the way, though, I picked up a mining helmet, but I still can't figure out how to wear the darn thing, even though I followed the directions exactly by pressing 2. Rolling into day 20, whenever I had a spare moment, I spent it polishing gemstones and trying to reel in new fish from my trusty river. Apparently, it worked, because I landed both a tuna and a crab, so we're eating good tonight. Also, I tried my luck casting by the ocean for some fresh fish to level up my fishing rod, but no dice on getting new ones that I need. At least I can confidently say that I'm getting way better at sorting all these different nugget sizes. Day 21 rolled in with more of the same grind, quite literally, and I spent some time fishing off the docks while I muled over never-ending to-do lists.
Oh, this dude wants a 1.5 iron. Oh, no.
On the bright side, I discovered the market at Burnscroft sells water filters. Who knew? I definitely didn't. Naturally, I dashed back for some cash, bought one, and hooked it up to our pipes. With luck, that'll spare our machinery from frequent breakdowns. Remembering that dreaded 1.5 iron nugget that we still need, I went ahead and dumped all of our molten iron into a cozy little mold, brought it to the scale, and wow! This single iron bar nearly hit 330 kilos.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. 149. Ah, you son of a gun. Oh, not mad. Not mad at all.
I ended up sifting through so many nuggets in search of that perfect chunk of iron, you wouldn't even believe it. Day 22 was an absolute slog because of this. I'm pretty sure that I risked carpal tunnel from sifting through what felt like a mountain of ore. But thankfully, my perseverance finally paid off.
Oh, 1.5. Let's go. Alrighty. Come here, Big Papa. I got something for your...
But as fate would have it, by the time that I proudly presented that nugget, the person who asked for it had already changed their mind on what they wanted. At least Edgar's still on board. For now. On day 23, I tucked that iron nugget away for safekeeping and reset the iron smelting so I could focus on gold.
Oh, there it is. There it is. 1.5 gold nugget, baby. The nuggets to trump all nuggets has been found. Edgar, my boy, I got a gift for you, my friend. Come here. Okay, how do I... There you go. Thank you. I hope I never have to do that again.
As for these so-called guild tokens, they are apparently a secondary currency, but I still hadn't figured out where to spend them. I then went looking for someone else that might need a helping hand, and ended up running into a guard who wants a dagger forged from a 200 weighted gold bar. That meant dusting off the scale and trying to get that math just right. Quick disclaimer, I am terrible at math. Luckily, I could use my shiny new smelter for this side project, so it didn't totally mess up my regular cash flow. Even so, it nearly fried my brain because the numbers just weren't adding up. By the time I finally stopped crunching, most of the day was gone. We're so close, but not quite there yet. On day 24, I proceeded to absolutely scramble my brain. As many of you know, I am stubborn to a fault, so I spent the whole day slicing and stacking bars, hoping to land exactly on that sweet 200. Spoiler alert, it refused to hit that perfect number, no matter how many times I tried. The closest ingot for our project was off by a stubborn 1.5. After some frantic math, I snagged 5 nuggets at 0.3 each, fused them together, and presto, hit that perfect 200 weight bar. With that in hand, I crafted the most pristine golden dagger known to humanity, and the guard rewarded me with 805 guild tokens for it, and with that, access to a new part of the castle, which immediately threw me more mind-boggling tasks my way. Oh, and apparently I can make soup in this game if I find any veggies. Go figure. For now, I deposited my shiny new income back at home and tidied up my workshop. With that monster project done, I couldn't dodge reality any longer. Time to fix our gem problem. Naturally, I headed to Icehelm to see if any conveyor belt parts could come to the rescue. I ended up buying a gem polisher, a vertical conveyor, and a splitter, leaving me broke all over again. Early that next morning, I headed back home and started clearing out the soil around the gem section. I'll admit, I was bracing myself for a total rework of our operation just to fit these new upgrades. With no real choice but to expand, I grabbed some stashed ingots, sold them to Julie for almost 10,000 coins, and with these in hand, stocked up on conveyor belt parts. When sundown hit, I got down to business at base. My mission, scoot all the machinery out a little bit further. It sounds like a massive chore, and honestly, it is, but there's something oddly satisfying about it too. Weirdly enough, I'm actually having a really good time. By sunrise, I extended the conveyor system, which immediately felt more efficient since it uses fewer tubes. Everything was finally back up and running, so it was time to tackle the real mission, gem and shard sorting. I started integrating new solutions, and things were looking promising, though the nighttime darkness was still a pain. That's when I finally realized how to equip my helmet. Apparently, you hit Q, not 2. Revelation of the century. Inspired, I tested the same approach on the tractor, and would you know it, I could actually use this thing this whole time. This is going to make my life so much easier. They really need to work on their fonts in this game.
Good to see you. I'm working on an essay and then we're just doing nerdy shit. So we're chilling and having a good time while I get this essay done. It's due at midnight tonight.
Shoot for some quick delivery back home. On day 28, I practically skipped out of the mountain shop when I saw all my newly bought goodies neatly loaded onto the tractor. I headed back to base, put on the finishing touches, and fired up the system. The grand plan, you may ask? Shards to get whisked off to their own pan, while gems get cut, polished, and carefully set aside. One day, I'll even separate the gem types. Baby steps, people. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. At long last, I could tackle the massive pile of shiny stuff that had been accumulating for
Hydroneer.
ages. This had taken what felt like forever, but I was seriously
which is like a
thrilled
mining,
to dump
like,
everything
adventure game.
onto the conveyor belt, even if it made my PC chug a bit.
Alright, so I'm literally carrying the sun in a pan right now. This has been technically the collection of multiple, and I mean multiple of days of gems and shards. So I'm excited to see what happens. I'm hoping it doesn't overflow to the sides, because that would be a shame. Without further ado, here we go. That's just one giant diamond dump right there. Look at it go! It just formed a glowing turd. That's right. Get that organized. Oh, that is so satisfying. Oh, that is pure bliss. It just looks It's so inappropriate. Oh, look at it all just pop out like that. Ooh, I think that's an onyx. I think that's our first onyx. Yeah. Oh, there's another one in there too. Oh, that was worth it.
I might change my
Oh, that was worth it. That just made the whole 100 days right there.
With that handle, I finally sealed up the hole in the floor that had been seriously bugging me, and to be honest, at this point, I felt like I advanced so much I didn't really know how to be more efficient, so for the rest of the evening, I just tidied up and admired my handiwork. On day 29, I gave everything a quick glance over, snagged my trusty map along with some coins and basic digging gear, and then rolled on off towards Bridgeport. I'm sorry. After navigating across an intersection, I stumbled upon a gold stock market and then continued straight into town. This place, known as Bridgeport, boasts a truck dealership, and honestly, the prices don't seem too steep. Next up, I also found a scrapyard.
One man's trash is other man's hot trash.
Across the street was a wagon store, plus the usual variety of shops that I'd seen before, and a dragon skull. Because why not? Also discovered a vendor for wooden house pieces, and even a fancy decor store that's definitely on my future shopping list. Venturing further, I hit Hubson's Power Works, where I nearly lost it over barrels of TNT and mini nukes. I also spotted a bunch of items labeled Logic. Looks like they're all about ones and zeros, and my brain already hurts just thinking about that. At the far end of town, I also found the Cottage Supply Corporation with even more stores, large buildings, a massive ferry, and a new vehicle shop for heavy-duty drilling machines. They also sell core stone supplies and extra cottage pieces. Clearly, this is the biggest town of the map. I hopped back on the road and soon arrived at the local quarry, way larger than Ember Cradle, I might add. Surprise though, you can't just dig here for free, you gotta purchase the land first. Since I don't have these funds yet, I hightailed it back as fast as my tractor could go and spent all night farming more coin from Julie. On top of all that, my fish bucket was overflowing, so I swung back to Burnscroft to see if any of these might be the elusive fish needed for the next fishing rod upgrade. Sadly, no luck this time. Turns out I got everything but the right one, but at least these fish don't spoil, so that's more moolah for me. Day 30 had me loading up the essentials so I could go ahead and buy that brand new quarry. South Hope Quarry is officially mine. I have no clue how to handle so much land, but I do know that I want to deck out this mining facility with higher tier materials. While thinking what the heck to do with my massive new plot, I fished as the sun rose, and then it hit me. More land means more money. Of course, so I tested the soil to see what goodies it held. Didn't take long to unearth some core stone, or we must have struck it rich, I suppose. And I did remember that apparently the deeper you dig, the more valuable your finds, so naturally I dashed back to the city to snag an advanced pickaxe to dig deeper.
Baby, I like it like that, I like it like that, I like it like that,
to earn those. Who knew?
You know
Since
what?
I'm a bit
I
short
will
on
say,
tokens,
sorry,
it's
I am
time to
back.
tackle some orders. First up, an emerald
Onyxes
and
and
gold
gems,
ring.
not onyxes
Getting the
and
gold bar
Pokemon.
to the right weight wasn't too
Yeah,
bad this time,
I
but I
see.
ran
Sorry,
into
I
a
just came back.
snag.
I
How do
had a bit of
score
autism
gem
moment. I
that
needed to
big?
change
There
the
must be a way,
texture
given I've got
of the
a chisel
pants
to
I was
split
wearing.
gems in half.
Because I was like,
Off I went,
I'm
combing
actually
through
like,
the
I was
shops,
like,
and
I was
sure
starting to
enough,
get very
I found
uncomfortable.
a
And I was like, oh
Logic
no, I
gem
gotta change.
compressor. That's going to be interesting, considering I've
If you
never
can't
messed
tell,
with Logic
sometimes I
parts
just have
before.
little moments,
I also
that's
grabbed
all,
a few
just
more
little
conveyor
moments.
belt pieces and
Just
headed
little-
home to
Just a little
strategize.
bit.
After fine-tuning the setup, I noticed a couple of conveyor pieces missing, but no big deal, because my tractor makes quick trips in a breeze. Before long, I had a shiny conveyor belt system with a dedicated gem sorter for each type of gemstone. Once I set up collection pans for each sorter, I dumped my pan of gems onto the belts, and in a glorious display of workplace efficiency, every single gemstone sailed into its proper pan. Next up was installing the gemstone compressor. Thankfully, I also grabbed a Logic controller. Without it, the compressor would have been about as useful as a glass hammer. After getting it plugged in, I started compressing all of my gems to dial in the perfect sized emerald. Time to bring on the sparkles, and with that, the cash flow. While waiting on more emeralds to process, I realized that I left my gold crucible totally unattended. Cue major cleanup session. At least it was still morning by the time I finally nailed the exact weight. Right when I was about to craft the ring, I noticed my gold bar was off by one singular unit. Almost made a massive whoopsie daisy if I would have crafted the ring with this. Luckily, by dusk, I tweaked it to perfection, and just like that, our client happily accepted the ring for a bundle of guild tokens, though probably not enough for that fancy pickaxe that I want. Off I went to find another job, and along the way, I spotted someone in need of a 1.5 iron nugget. Remember that we toiled over this for ages? I dashed home, scooped it up, and hurried back as fast as I could, only to discover the guy had already vanished. But no way he is slipping through my fingers yet again. I hunted him down, hot on his trail, my iron nugget in hand, ready to seal this deal. Like a rabid animal, I spent all night into the next morning hunting for this dude. At dawn, he finally showed up outside the same shop again, only now he couldn't care less about my precious nugget. So I begged the townfolk to buy this lonely pebble, but they just roamed about, ignoring me completely. So ultimately, I dropped my oh so valuable nugget right at Desmond's doorstep and grabbed a simpler quest worth over 900 guild tokens. Hey, a win's a win. Once I got home, I realized rubies that I gathered were only about half the needed weight, so I'd have to wait on that. Meanwhile, I was busy scouring for more tasks and still refusing to forget my beloved iron nugget.
Ooh, 2 point... What? 2 point... The audacity! The audacity of this... Oh my god. I don't want to ever see you. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want your tokens. I don't want nothing. Leave me be, foul demon.
Eventually, I found a request from Roy for an axe, totally doable, and another from Edgar for an iron dagger. You already know what this means. The rest of my night was spent slaving away at the forge, trying to bring these new commissions to life. In the early hours of day 34, I finally nailed the exact weight for the iron bar. With that done, I turned my attention to the gold bar, which, after a solid chunk of tedious labor, hit its perfect weight close to nightfall. That meant I could finally craft Roy's axe and head off to deliver it. Picture me strolling through a snowy path at dusk, carrying a shiny axe. Naturally, I turn to you all and wonder, should I do a 100 days in Skyrim? Anyways, after dropping off Roy's axe, I spent the rest of the night forging Edgar's dagger, because who needs sleep when there's gold and glory at stake? I thought to myself going into day 35 if this is the most efficient way of going about this, and it definitely is not. Is it all that my brain can currently muster? Most definitely.
Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts. It hurts every time.
You know what? That does it. I'm determined to find a weight sorter if it's the last thing that I do. By sunset, I finally snagged the elusive nugget and forged the dagger, and the client, as we delivered his goods, handed over a nice boost in guild tokens. I'll accept more tasks once I figure out a better way to sort weights. Meanwhile, I hurried my stash of guild tokens over to Bridgeport and finally bought the advanced pickaxe that I had been drooling over. At long last, on day 36, I started excavating my brand new quarry at South Hope. As you know, the plan is to dig deeper to tap into richer resources, but let's be real, my hands are incredibly soft, so it was a lot of physical labor for me, and it got crazy dark down this mine shaft, so I ran home, grabbed my miner's hat and a fistful of cash, and figured that TNT might be helpful, but after using it, I realized it's not that effective.
Okay, that was incredibly underwhelming. I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't that. You know, honestly, this might be more useful for like TNT fishing or something. And considering I can't die, let me just stand like right next to this. Yeah, that was 100% a waste of my hard-earned cash.
I bolted to Icehelm to check out their machines. They sell different tiered contraptions, and each design calls for a specific amount of ore to craft, but I misplaced all of my Clotium and Core Stone, and I'm gonna need a lot of this anyways to make this, so I'm stuck starting with Tier 1, basically. So I bought the schematics for all 3 Tier 1 machines, and zipped back to my base at Ember Cradle for iron bars. Lucky for me, the first 100 weight bar was basically handed to me by fate, no math required, but next up was the 60 bar, which was painfully tricky.
Oh, you bitch. Oh, double
By the next morning, my persistence had paid off. I got the 60 bar done. Then it was on to the 300 bar. Thanks to the power of math, and maybe some guesswork, I nailed it. With all that sorted, I chucked my materials onto the truck, and by now, I had grown fond of this hunk of metal, so I have christened her as Old Betty. She hauled everything, plus the spare tubing, to Icehelm, so I could finally craft the new machines at the giant anvil.
Well, guys, I got my first major part of the essay done, the first half, while going over my main productive. I was basically picking the quotes I wanted to use so that I could start breaking these down. Does anybody want to hear the first part? We're basing it on an artifact, so I'm actually basing it on the 2020 episode Forever Young Who Killed JonBenet Ramsey.
Miss Gemini Audios. Here you go.
Oh, are these for me?
These are for you.
Are these all for me?
These are all for you.
All of these?
All of those.
Get you a man who brings you garlic parmesan chicken tendies. Boy. Because I'm a sucker for anything with garlic on it, guys. I'm sorry. I'm a girl that loves I love garlic on everything.
I ate, I think, 2 to try them.
And you left the rest for me?
Yeah, they're all for you.
What about you? Did you eat the buffalo ones?
Oh yeah, they're already gone.
Oh.
Polished.
Oh, okay, okay. If I want to add buffalo, I'll go grab some buffalo. Sure, shoot. Okay. So, I don't have a fancy title for it, but in the 2020 episode titled Forever Young, Who Killed JonBenet Ramsey, hosted by Byron Pitts, American journalist and author, he discusses in great detail the horror of the 1996 murder. The world deep dives into new information that has come from the newfound evidence, as well as advancement in forensic technology, to finally bring an end to an almost 30-year-old case. And this episode specifically covers many of the known facts of the 1996 kidnapping turned murder of 6-year-old pageant queen JonBenet Ramsey, and discusses all of the many controversies and missteps towards finding her killer. Though what I really want to evaluate in detail is how the setting of 1996 and the 90s as a whole led to the media firestorm, how the media fed into the hysteria that led to the case's mishandling, and finally, how child beauty pageants became a topic of mass scrutiny and even considered dangerous. That's the start of the essay that I have for the thing here. I see some little errors I want to fix. But we're gonna just do those really quick. A little post-production work. Oh, I see. I didn't even see that we had unlocked another spirit. Let's take a look. Sounds pretty good to me. Great, thank you. If you guys don't know, I'm a big true crime gal. I'm actually hoping to maybe start another little like side thing on the channel, or maybe a separate channel that's dedicated to that, and it'll be me just talking about true crime, because I think true crime is very interesting, and I think, you know, you gotta be careful. The world's scary out here, guys. What did we get? Oh. Flipping stop it.
In a spinner.
He's a
I thought you didn't like spiders.
Oh my.
I thought you didn't like spiders.
Stop, he's a little cinnamon guy. Oh, stop. Preparing ingredients in a bowl and whisk well. Oh, stop. He's just a little guy. Cinnaspinners weave delicacies or sugary webs of icing called cinnamon sugar flourishes to any treats they touch. These hardworking spirits are often found in homes and cozy bakeries and helping in the hands of bakers, decorating cakes and pastries and cupcakes with their intricate designs. How they branch off from their yarn-like cousins, the arachnid, is a mystery, but they do share a common trait. They love helping passionate folks hone their crafts. Despite their affinity for decorating sweets, these spirits prefer to munch on veggies and fruits, and cinnaspinners eat a healthy, balanced diet to produce tasty icing. Spider bun, spider bun. Jeb, I hate spiders, but you're the exception. Just. I love cute things. I love cute things. Stop being so cute, I could die. I want to try and unlock another spirit. Hold on. What's the next one? I tried this one, I couldn't get it to go, so I gotta try and figure it out. I gotta see. Best enjoyed at the dinner table. Perfect for when the weather is gloomy. The surface must be... Make sure the surface is clean and tidy. A spirit can help. Okay, so let's take a look. So, they said at the table, I think. Let's see. Why can't real spiders be this cute? I know. He's just a little guy. He's just a little guy. You know what? We're gonna see here eating. They said gloomy, so I'm guessing it means that I need some rain. And he looks like my little gloopy boy. He looks like my little gloopy boy. So we're gonna just take our little... Oh, yep. So we just gotta wait. He's our little gloopy boy. Look, I picked these items to be on the table, including cake. Oh my god. He's just such a little guy. Ranger, what an excellent question. Jumping spider and peacock spiders are pretty close. See, guys, I get freaked out by, like, spiders, but, like, my little yarn guy and my little cinnamon bun spider, they would never scare me. They're just sweet little babes. They're just sweet little babes. They're just sweet little babes. That's all. They're just sweet little babes. Just trying to live their lives.
Thanks to having my wagon here now, it was pretty easy to get all the freshly forged
But thank
machines
you guys
loaded
for
onto
your,
old
for your
Bessie.
thoughts already on
Feeling
the
like a
essay.
kid
I
on Christmas
appreciate
morning,
it.
I rushed to set
I get
everything
real
up.
nervous
That's when I
about
realized
stuff,
the
you know?
water source was miles away. So cue the need for more piping. Rather than sticking with the basics, I decided to upgrade to Cloutium tubing because, you know, go big or go home. Building a base ain't cheap, I grumbled, as I bought what felt like the entire store. Hopefully, this will let me launch my new quarry operation. While loading up old Bessie, Desmond appeared. I wanted to give him that precious nugget that I'd left at his doorstep, but of course, he changed his quest. Desmond might just be the reason this city goes up in flames. Luckily, I discovered that you can drop unlimited items onto old Bessie by jumping and looking at the sky. Best glitch ever. Getting back to base at sunset, I started constructing my facility, and realizing that I'd still need more Cloutium tubing, despite emptying my wallet earlier, I settled on at least setting up the auto miner so some profit could trickle in. Not surprisingly, I needed some serious coin to solve these new piping problems. I spent day 39 grinding up more money, and also picked up some water filters. 4 were for Camp Cradle, and 5 for our new facility at South Hope. With these, I hope that our water quality will finally reach 100%, and we never need to repair our machines again. During the supply run, old Bessie let out a nasty sputter. Turns out, she was out of fuel. Perfect timing! With old Bessie empty, I had to hoof it around looking for a quick fix. Ended up filling a pan with water, hopped on top of her, and gave her a drink. And just like that, she was purring like new. Anyway, I bought 25 straight tubes and some spare L pipes. Knowing that I'd also probably need some conveyor belts, I grabbed a few next door too. With all these new goodies, I went a bit wild, setting up a pipeline that finally reached the mine entrance. Satisfying, to say the least. From there, I cleared a downward path to lay a solid foundation and started building my water pipes all the way on down. Given the depth, I'm probably going to need max water pressure on this beast. I spent the night clearing out dirt, making room for the best mining operation this side of the island. The dream is coming together, slowly, but oh so surely. At the crack of dawn, I swung by Camp Cradle to make sure everything was running smoothly, only to discover 2 of my water filters were already broken.
I know what's wrong with it. It ain't got no gas in it.
I started compacting gems and, in the heat of the moment, made a massive oopsie-doopsie.
Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, oh, boy. Oh, we live. We live. Holy moly. I thought that was the end of it. Oh, boy. You know what? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Doing this is is for the... Oh, whoa! Whoa! What? Hello? Oh, no, what have I done? I regret everything. Oh, wait. Pan. All these are gonna go to the end. I did that. Please. Oh no, this is gonna be a problem.
Only spider I
this
thought was
is
adorable was my
bad.
nephew's tarantula Gengar. She was the sweetest little
Oh.
arachnid ever. Lucas the spider is pretty cute too. Do you know
Oh,
him,
no.
Jen?
I've heard of him,
I
right?
know what
He's the little
happened.
animated spider. I think
Evidently,
he
this is
stole
not
my lot.
To compact freaking shards. That has become very clear.
Apparently, shards do not like being compacted, so I had a glorious mess to clean up. Luckily, I rediscovered a tool that made my life infinitely easier.
Oh, this is good. Oh. Ah, this is beautiful. Come to Papa. Oh. Let me just take a massive shiny dump into this furnace here. Hold on. I am Magneto.
With the chaos tidied up, I hopped onto Old Bessie, grabbed many more pipes, and returned to South Hope, which I had dubbed the Seaman facility, because it's next to the sea, for more pipe laying and hole digging. And honestly, doing all of this is a total throwback to our Deep Rock Galactic sessions on our group channel, The Nest. Go check it out sometime. Realizing I needed Camp Cradle to churn out more coin for my new facility, I spent all of day 42 digging and expanding my quarry hole. By the time I wrapped up that hard day's work, I cashed in at Julie's and decided to buy more straight pipes instead of L-shaped ones to save on cost. On day 43, I reworked the system to use more straights than Ls. Of course, I still ran out of tubing, which meant selling off the gemstones that I hoarded since the dawn of this recording. I kept my precious onyx though. They are way too rare to part with. It hurt to sell the rest, but that sacrifice funded more Cloutium tubing, which should get the Seaman facility rolling. What a noble sacrifice if I do say so myself. Day 44 was all about digging. I spent practically every minute deepening that pit. Now and then, I did scurry back to Camp Cradle for upkeep, my word for fixing what keeps breaking. By nightfall, my brand new tubing finally reached the bottom of the cave, which meant I could start assembling the machines of this facility. As for day 45, I noticed I might have gone a bit overboard on this hole because my tier 1 auto drill can't handle rock solid ground at this depth, so some small rearrangements are in order. I plopped it on softer soil and confirmed tier 1 can't mine tier 2 or tier 3 ground. So I carved out a nook higher up, set it all up, and got it working. No regrets on the extra piping though, as it'll come in handy later. This quarry should have loads of core stone and Cloutium, I just need the right gear. Most of the next morning was spent rigging up an iron sorting system at the Seaman facility, plus the usual Camp Cradle upkeep. By noon, iron sorting was automated, so I started locking all of the loose stuff into place so that I don't accidentally pick it up while working here. I built a sort of conga line of sorters and smelters on day 47, and by the end of the day, they were humming along beautifully.
Okay, so we have a whole Cloutium system with an extra pressure tank, 5 filters, an extra little boosty boost by this thing right here, and as y'all know, it goes straight down into the mine shaft. And how this system works at the moment is in this conga line, it is all at tier 1 depth. The idea is that we're going to place one down there for tier 2 and tier 3, and at the moment it should work. We got a lot of pressure over here, and the idea is it goes into the filter and sorts itself into gold, iron, Cloutium, core stone, and then gems, and then hopefully all of any of the unpolished gems go into that little bucket over there. Without further ado, let's let her rip. Okay, we have a snag of the plans. Turns out things are not perfect in paradise, as the gold nuggets seem to be getting stuck right about there, which wasn't the case at Camp Cradle, so I'm a little bit perplexed by this, but it is what it is. Looks like we're just gonna have to find a solution to this and maybe restructure this in a staircase system.
This fix required a lot of brain power, and what we came up with is to use conveyor belt sorters to put the nuggets into smelters. At least we know that the conveyor belts will be running at what seems to be Mach 5. Just look at these nuggets go! The little bit of money that I was gathering from Camp Cradle was dumped instantly into conveyor sorters. Slowly but surely, this operation was being optimized to its fullest capacity. By day 49, I added the final touches to the automated system and cranked this contraption to maximum overdrive. I've saved a ton of tubing and pans and don't have to fuss with multiple furnaces. Seeing all of this run flawlessly gave me a serious sense of pride. I wrapped up the evening by cleaning up my workspace just the way I liked it, and finally, we started reaping the rewards of this massive investment on day 50. The Seaman facility's output shot up, and those Tier 2 designs at Ice Helm suddenly felt attainable. For now, though, I invested in some building parts to make the space more accessible and spent a good chunk of time perfecting the place. I capped off the day by crafting a snazzy entrance to the mineshaft, and I couldn't be happier. It's all coming together, and we're only halfway through the 100 days. The only thing this space is missing is a solid workspace, so while sprucing up the place, I snagged up a crab pot to passively farm fish at the shore, and figured I'd throw in a scale, table, and a few more goodies for the workshop. I even built an intentionally shabby-looking shack over the mineshaft, just to make the vibe just right. I can practically smell the money from up here. To wrap up this day, I checked my Cloutium amount and noticed we're closing in on 20 kilograms. Not bad, but we can do better, as my plan for tomorrow was to bring more machines to this facility to double our output and cut down on back and forth trips. And that's exactly what I did on day 52. My plan was to create a symmetrical setup on the other side of the mineshaft using the same conveyor belts and smelters.
No problem, Willow. We loved having you, and remember, we're happy to have you. Oh, hello, Kevin. Welcome in.
You know what, Desmond? I still hate you for not taking the nugget. That's it. That's the end of the conversation.
I did get a bit too fancy with the detailing and left one drill dangling midair, but a minor extension fixed that right up by nightfall. Thanks to our minimal investment, we officially doubled our income potential here. We'll be rolling in dough very, very soon. Before jumping into Tier 2 machinery, I want an auto repair system for the filters though, and maybe a gem sorter too. None of this is wasted time since I still need plenty of Cloutium to build those shiny designs at Ice Helm. Day 53 was all about hooking up gem sorters. We spent all day doing that, and by nightfall, everything was up and running with a gem compressor in the mix, working like a charm. Next up, we had to tackle those auto repairs that I've been dreaming about. I visited Hobson's Powerworks, suspecting I would need a durability reader and spanner hurler combo. Since I have 5 filters and they keep breaking, I'll need 5 separate setups. The connections seem to be different, so I just grabbed a ton of cables and hauled it all back to the facility. On day 54, I remembered to pick up a bunch of spanners for the hurlers, but that cost me a bit of money, but good thing I also sold the gold bar for over 20 grand. That's the payoff that we live for. With these newly acquired funds, I stocked up on more cables, but the logic circuit still refused to behave. Then it hit me. I need a logic switch. One more trip to Hobson's Powerworks, a few logic flip hooks later, and bam! Everything finally worked. I replicated the setup for each filter, and by day's end, I concluded that I just had to keep the hurlers stocked with spanners to keep the system alive. Now I can finally leave on adventures without production grinding to a halt. I'm so happy. On day 55, I decided to take my wad of cash and march on over to Ice Helm so I could buy the Tier 2 designs. We paid a massive amount of money and bought all 3 in one go, and had a glance at the designs. Gathering enough Cloutium for these machines will be quite hard, as that resource seems quite scarce, so I decided to make another Tier 1 drill, hoping that that would pay off. On my way back to base, I decided to make a pit stop at a village that we hadn't seen before yet, called Grangefield, I think that's how you pronounce it, and they seem to sell everything for your farming needs, as well as cooking stuff too. The town seems to deal in a different currency, something like a farming guild token, but one little shop here deals in Hydroneer coin, so I'll be sure to stop by after we set up our 3rd drill. And to build that, I went to pick up the remaining iron that was left at Camp Cradle and began to forge this big iron bar that we would need. After prepping ingots and bringing them over to the factory to complete the process, it was on day 56 that I searched for the perfect nugget weight, and by sundown first, smelted a 300 weight ingot, enough for that Tier 1 drill that I wanted. Our Cloutium stash also hit 80 kilograms by now, putting us halfway to our Tier 2 goal. With the 3rd drill in hand, I headed back home, ready to ramp up Cloutium production. Installing this 3rd drill wasn't too hard, thanks to the existing tubing layout. Well, I mean, I did forget to connect the water to the conveyor belts, but after a little bit of reorganizing, that got fixed. The triple drill system was now operational, and while waiting on our 150 kilogram Cloutium bar, I also needed to get a 1,000 kilogram iron bar. That's our biggest project yet.
Why?
Eventually, I found the exact piece that I needed, which was so satisfying. All that's left is preparing a proper spot for Tier 2 drilling. Day 58 started off interestingly as I caught a puffer fish, which is exactly what I needed for my next fishing rod. With the old slippy grip pole, and considering I had left a crab here last time, I got straight to the placeholder fishing rod. I was so excited to use it and made my way back to base.
I don't suppose you can grab me this.
You can grab my nuts, old man. Can't you see I'm busy?
Back at home, I cleared out an area for the future Tier 2 station, and fortunately, I had bought a ton of Cloutium tubing earlier, so running pipes to the new platform was quite easy. I spent the rest of the day testing out my fancy rod, hoping to snag my next catch being a swordfish. It dawned on me, though, on day 59 that instead of just fishing, I could build a greenhouse or something and grow veggies passively in the meantime, so I hopped onto old Bessie, bought a bunch of farming supplies, and went all in on that farmer life. I dug small holes with a shovel, planted some seeds, and prayed that I watered them enough for them to stay alive. Only time will tell. I also set up a bare bones kitchen and seed extractor, then spent the evening forging 3 new Tier 1 intake booster hooks, each weighing 60 kilograms, because, as they say, planning ahead never hurts. By day 60, I was thoroughly sick of manually measuring ingots, so it's time to solve this issue once and for all. I hopped on over to the logic shop to see if I could find the remedy for this issue, and although I didn't know how to use it, the cumulative weight reader sounded like what I was needing. However, I didn't actually buy it, and eventually found out that what I've been looking for was a logic saw hook. So I went and got my guild tokens, figuring I might have just found the cure to my biggest headache. But the question stood before me: where the hell do I set this up? I decided to enlarge my workspace to accommodate the new equipment, and in the evening, we began to set up our logic device.
I don't think this is gonna work at all, but let's find out. If this gives me a 10, my life has changed. Oh my god, this is amazing. Oh, this changes everything. Oh, I beat the game. I beat the game.
No more dastardly days need to be wasted going through different weights. I was so thankful that this worked. I was beaming with joy. We're finally on track for serious efficiency. And so at long last, this new logic saw was set to work on day 61, setting it to 60 and carving off 3 neat chunks for intake boosters. Life has never been this easy. I raced back to Icehelm, forged them within seconds, and proudly hooked them up to our beloved facility back home, which is quickly becoming my pride and joy. But here's the beauty of this game: the efficiency knows no bounds, and all the guild tokens are now at the tip of our fingertips. It was pure bliss to look at an item requisition, cut the required weight off, and cash in the tokens. To end off the day, I did some inventory and was shocked to realize I had an iron bar that is worth almost 100,000 coins, and a gold bar that just surpassed that. Not too shabby if I do say so myself. So on day 62, I went on a spending spree for all sorts of miscellaneous items. Crab pots, a safe, a chair, some lamps, all the works. These items here helped me deck out the base, making it feel more homey. In the afternoon, I prioritized the preparation of a farming patch and turned my first 2 tomatoes into some seeds because honestly, they're quite expensive, but still in the evening, I was off to buy more seeds as I'm going to need more than just these 2 on hand. And just as I returned back home, we reached the 200 kilograms of Cloutium, which I turned into a bar of 50 kgs and a bar of 150, all so that I could make some tier 2 machinery. So it was at dusk of day 63 that we brought our bars over to Icehelm and forged our machines under the intense heat of greed. I went to bring them home straight away to hook them up to our desired depth, and on my way back I was just keeping an eye out for some item requisitions to take. I just want to find someone to give my 1.5 iron nugget.
Very lucky this game doesn't let me punch.
I returned to the facility, very excited to connect everything, but noticed that the drill had a weird connection spot. It's different than Tier 1, so I put a bit of thought into fixing this, and although I came up with a very unoptimized system, it kind of works for now. Emphasis on kind of. But what matters is that it's producing. So, for the moment, I can dump everything it makes into our sorting conga line at Tier 1. What was nice to see is that it seemed that we would be getting core stone much more frequently with this device at Tier 2 depth. Day 64 began by tending to our growing pile of fish and planting all the seeds that I had previously bought. And to make the irrigation system for this farm, I decided to dismantle the tubing arrangement at Camp Cradle since my plants don't need the water pressure of expensive Cloutium tubing.
Go Bessie, go Bessie, go Bessie, 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 go Bessie, go Bessie.
I gathered some of the iron tubing and made my way back quickly as I wanted to get this done fast for Papa needs some farm guild tokens. I got to work straight away, but this wasn't easy. You see, I love South Hope, but the beach of South Hope is separated quite a bit compared to Ember Cradle, so it was definitely a drag to make enough tubing to reach the quarry area again, but at least the positive is that this tubing will also double for a refueling station for old Bessie, which will prevent me from getting stuck on the road. As for actually farming, it became considerably more clear that if I wanted to use this tubing method, I would need to first place down the pipes and then plant the seeds, because aiming the pipe drip is impossible. But in a positive light, we've come a long way since we first got here, and it is definitely showing. We also had an impressive 21 kilograms of core stone by the end of the day, which is very nice. First, by noon of day 65, I finished installing a drip irrigation system for the crops, which should hold me over until I can snag a proper sprinkler. I took another quick shopping run for a tool rack, gotta stay organized, some roofing for the kitchen area, and was excited to see how far my green thumb could possibly take me on this farming side project. The rest of the day was spent on much needed cleanup, since my base was starting to look like a hoarder's paradise. Day 66 was a fishing day, since most of my machines and crops were busy doing their thing, so all we could do is fish and try to get the swordfish for our next fishing rod. That's a lot of fish. But yes, it didn't take us long for us to find what we were looking for, as we had landed an absolutely microscopic swordfish. Without much dilly-dally, I traded it in for the emerald fishing pole. Our next target is a monkfish. I'd recognize that shape anywhere due to my RuneScape experience from back in the day. I continued to use the emerald rod in hopes to get the monkfish, but only managed to obtain a shark, which is still great, but not what I need. More and more, this reminds me of when me and the boys made our 100 Days of Raft video. By sundown, most of what I had planted had grown, but the stems stayed after harvesting them, so I'd wait to see if they would regrow or if I would have to cut it all down. On the next day, I made myself busy by cutting tomatoes with our industrial grade saw so I could complete some requests. I whipped out my cooking skills, and all you need to do is add the cut tomato to a pot of boiling water, and there you are. Soup. This soup was handed to our good friend Clyde for a solid 12 Farm Guild tokens. And cheap That's basically nothing, as we need over 2,000 for a singular sprinkler hook. Who is making these prices? This is definitely price gouging. For now, I left my farming aside, as I had achieved enough Cloutium for a second Tier 2 drill, which we forged to perfection. By the end of the day, I had effectively doubled my production, and I wasn't mad about that one bit at all. Before starting up the second drill, though, I wanted to see how much the first drill made us until now.
Oh! Ooh, mama! Look at that go! Now imagine, all of that times 2 is what we're making right now. That is nuts.
Let's just say I embarked on a grand soup delivery crusade across the island. Only the most refined palates may taste it. And, well, there's Desmond. Desmond. I delivered my soups to my clients, but I realized that these people are not a very eco-friendly bunch, as they seem to have no problem with littering, but at least that gives me my bowls back. The Farm Guild tokens were slowly stacking up, and I did not shy away from accepting any farming quests that I found. Even got to repair some mixed soups with carrots and tomatoes. Gordon Ramsay would be so proud, I can already tell. At midnight, I uprooted all of my crops, as I felt like they weren't producing any vegetables anymore, so I had to replant all of them after that. And thus, the farming grind continued into day 69.
One day I'll buy a shiny new truck.
Of course you will, Desmond. Of course you will.
I don't suppose you can grab me this?
You're wasting my time, Betty. You're wasting my time.
In search of some new quests, I stumbled upon a new quarry called Drek. All me and Max Raptor could find online about this quarry is that people, for some odd reason, don't particularly like it, so I shall join in the unexplained hate and also say, fuck Drek. If anything, this will be a nuclear bomb testing site. Right next door, close to Ice Elm, is also the Mildew Aquifer, which has its water underground. What an interesting concept for the game. By afternoon, I was short on tomatoes again, so I spent the rest of the day on base upkeep, unloading the tier 2 mining pan, which nearly blew up my PC from the sheer volume, and fished throughout the night, stashing away any rare catches that I came across, like that shark that I named Bruce, and an extra swordfish, safely tucked away at my new vault. On day 70, I set my sights on relocating the auto sorters so they could handle tier 2 resources without me dumping everything at once and nuking my frame rate. I spent the morning planning and shopping for new parts, and in the afternoon, knee-deep in dirt, expanded and rearranged the whole facility. This place is getting a major overhaul. Hopefully, my machines and my PC will thank me later. And that's how I wrapped up day 70, with big ambitions for an even more efficient Seaman facility, and only 30 more days to go until the grand finale, so things are ramping up quick. To kick off day 71, I strutted over to Julie's with a tiny 86,000 valued gold bar, just to show off how far we've come, and then stocked up on some much needed conveyor belts.
Damn, you're gonna need to keep digging.
I'm tired, Grandpa. Well, that's too bad.
You keep digging.
The rest of the day was spent toiling away in the dark recesses of the cave, chiseling out the next big step of our operation. Seaman Factory 2.0 was set up, but not yet perfected on day 72.
Okay, so this is how the system's supposed to work. Ignoring the farm and all that, nothing here has really changed, but essentially, as y'all know, water flows down and we've kind of simplified some of the things. Tier 1 depth, all of these miners simply just dump their processed dirt and ores all the way through this conveyor belt down this chute, which should land all of the ores right here. They then proceed to go here and take a right and land at a centralizer, where as well all the ore falls down from the depth tier 2 drills. Now, for now, we have auto smelting and auto sorting for all of the ores set up, and hopefully that works and they don't fall all over the place. And at the end, we just have a chute and hope that all of the raw gemstones or cross-cut gemstones fall into this for the time being until we come up with that fix, because I kind of want to get this show on the road. And without further ado, I think it's time we let her rip. Just got to turn this valve right here, and presto! Let's hope we don't come to a complete and utter mess. Right, everything here seems to be going fine. Obviously, nothing here has really changed. It's just that all of this stuff isn't getting auto-sorted. We're just moseying along together with the ores, which seem to do just well. Yeah, like, they're doing just fine. Going to the right, getting centralized, and presto. Everything seems to be going well. Would you look at that? Not too shabby, if I do say so myself. We haven't had a screw-up in this flow, except for that. Of course, something had to happen. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. And why is there... Maybe I spoke too soon. Either way, it's going better than I expected. I'm happy.
I did, however, notice that some nuggets were being flung across the space, seemingly due to the fact that the funnel was too high up, causing some of the pieces to go AWOL, so I fixed the issue by making a chimney of funnels. And sure enough, that seemed to do the trick. All I needed to do now was clean up the mess it left behind. All this effort, just so my PC wouldn't threaten to self-destruct from the chaos. So after several trips to buy parts on day 73, along with a fair amount of hammering things into place, the new system is finally running smoothly. Is what I thought. Sure, it's cramped, but it does the job, and it'll take functionality over pretty any day. We're sitting on a hefty 200 kilograms of core stone on day 74, still 600 short of the 800 kilograms needed for a tier 3 drill, sure, so we have ways to go, but since everything is cruising along, the most logical thing for me to do now is just keep cooking, I suppose. Hopefully one day we can make a full-blown greenhouse up here, but while doing my kitchen duties, I realized that even at ground level, the game stuttered quite considerably. I wonder what I have to do to fix that. This is definite foreshadowing. On day 75, I had some login troubles, but thankfully the main menu has a delete loose ore option, and that cleared up a lot of random bits that I didn't know existed, and this should have queued me in on a major problem, but it didn't. The game was running way smoother after this, so that's all I cared about. So back to the grind I went. In my humble opinion, the farming and soup quests are the most painful to do because you can't cut veggies into decimal weights, but that changed as I discovered on a forum that you can use more than what the quest calls for the soup. Hallelujah! That's right, the veggie weights on the item requisitions are only the minimum amount. So while my soup simmered, I reeled in a big old monkfish at long last. After my soup deliveries, I traded that fish for the Real Dream fishing rod, so I was stoked. And the good news is that the next fish needed was a shark, and I just happened to have one lying around, and so instantly we traded up for the next night rod. So, much to my surprise, as soon as I got back to base on day 76, I realized I only need one more rod, so I committed the day to grinding it out. All that's left is an elusive lobster.
Yeah, the thing is, for me, it was like a... Oh, what? Okay, mission success. I guess we're done. Let's hand it in.
I then went back to Burnscroft and traded my final sea creature for the master fishing pole. That's one thing off my checklist. To celebrate, I considered buying a drilling vehicle, but I ended up being short on guild tokens, so I spent the day fulfilling prospector item requisitions, which in my humble opinion are much, much more fun to do than the farming ones. To make these items, I applied a slight change to the setup by bringing the logic saw down to my workspace. In the late evening, this change was applied, which should increase my quest output significantly. Day 77 was used to accept and execute different prospecting quests. One after the other, these item requisitions were squeezed out with ease. At the end of the day, I completed 4 orders for a total of 3,191 guild tokens. I'm no Scrooge McDuck over here, but I'm guessing it's something. The next day, I noticed that the farming quests that were popping up were now requiring different veggies, so seems like the word of our good soup is spreading across the land. On my journey to gather as many farming quests as possible now, I came across Snowrune Falls Quarry. Icy cold here, seems to be all frozen over, but sadly there is no one here to give me quests. After preparing and handing in 2 more quests, I finally had enough to buy the drilling vehicle. It's called the Mole, and I can't wait to see what it can do, so the first thing I did was drive to Camp Cradle to try it out. This beast chews through dirt like a hot knife through butter. Wish I had this when I was setting up the Seaman factory. Would have saved me a few days for sure. While I was digging in Ember Cradle, I spotted something in the dirt though on day 79, a spyglass relic. I have no idea what it does, so I put it aside and just kept digging, and thus made the mistake by getting into a pickle that didn't allow me to get all the dirt out with the mole, so I had a very bright idea. What I required was a very specific logic item, some logic TNT, and if push comes to shove, we'll just have to dig it out with a pickaxe. I set everything up and tried out the first one. It made a sizable crater, sure, but I wasn't that impressed. It blew up some of the cables and even the lever, leaving me with chunks of scrap metal. Not sure what this is for, but safe to say, this did not go as planned, and I will be clearing out the rest with my pickaxe. And sure enough, at sundown, I got another one of these relics. This one being of a sword. I wonder what they're used for. Unsure if I would find any more, I just kept digging throughout the night and placed these relics in the pedestals of the cave nearby, because, you know, that is what the item description tells me to do. So I guess we need 2 more. Logically, I figured the other 2 relics would be deeper in the opposite side of the base, so I stocked up on TNT and spent most of day 80 rigging everything up. Blowing up our very first base was kind of hurtful, stung a little bit, but hey, it's for science. Unfortunately, these explosions were quite modest, so I realized I'd probably need nukes for anything larger than this. The mole helped out a bit, sure, but I didn't find any more relics, meaning other quarries likely hold them. As for Camp Cradle, sometimes you just gotta accept that an old base has given it its all and move on. The only other quarry that I could look for relics on day 81 was South Hope, as I only had that quarry purchased, so I bought a steamroller and flattened the place out. And boy oh boy, using this machine is so incredibly satisfying. It took me over half a day to flatten out the majority, and then I had to bring the mole on over to start digging out the rest. Through the nights, I operated heavy machinery, always trying to be sure to not dig into our mine shaft, and boy, the mole's turn radius is legendarily terrible. But hey, at least on day 82, I was quickly becoming a strip mining savant. Plus, the steamroller smoothed everything out with minimal fuss. Midway though, I noticed a sparkly patch of dirt. Turns out it was a rich iron vein and not another relic. So we gotta keep looking. By evening, I dug tons of dirt out with nothing to show for, so I decided to shift tactics. If brute force wasn't going to cut it, I'll just bring in the big guns. Time to buy my first nuke. So I tried to get it to the center of the largest mound of dirt, made a cozy little nook for our nuke, and prepared for demolition.
Alrighty. This is it. The moment we've been waiting for. I have planted the bomb. Smack dab in the middle, and I don't know how much it's gonna clear. I just hope that the result is just getting another relic, because that's all we're after. The rest is all secondary. So, if y'all don't mind me, I'm gonna roleplay as Oppenheimer, turn this into Nevada, and without any further ados, here we go. Oh, there is the cloud. I was like, did it actually happen? Well, it does have a nuclear cloud. Sure, I'll give it that. Oh, it's still going too. Okay. Interesting. I feel like I'm going to need 50 of these though if I want to make any significant dent. But let's see the damage we did. Let's have a little peek inside, shall we? Okay, it does look a little bit more significant once you're inside. However, there is no artifact to be seen, which is a shame. It's a shame. Ain't gonna lie, I was kind of hoping to be doing this as a one and done thing, but I guess my work isn't done here yet.
After all that, I turned my attention to something a bit more productive, forging 2 more tier 2 drills to speed up core stone farming. After a quick stop at Icehelm to craft them, and grabbing some extra tubing and conveyor belts from Bridgeport, of course. Beep, beep.
Wow, that was an achievement. Bonk! Hit 25 NPCs with a vehicle. It's been 25 already.
I hurried back home only to find that my auto repair machines were nearly out of spanners, so another shopping trip was in order. This auto repair machine has saved me so much time, so I'm not even mad. Bright and early the next morning, I got to work installing those 2 new tier 2 drills. This required a whole lot of head scratching and involuntary brain usage, and by sundown though, both drills were humming. Now we're cooking with fire, folks. I checked my core stone stash, 252 kilograms out of the total of 1,100 kilograms that we need for the tier 3 drill and harvester. We still have a long road ahead, but hey, it's progress. Relic hunting again on day 85, I realized searching for a tiny trinket in a mountain of dirt is basically the equivalent of looking for a needle in a haystack. At some point though, I accidentally dug into my own mineshaft. It was inevitable, really. The best part is though that I managed to flip the mole completely upside down and then started driving on the ceiling. Not quite as efficient as I was hoping for, but silly nonetheless. I refuse to quit on day 86. If there is a relic somewhere in this dirt, I'm going to find it, no matter the cost. So looking for it took up the entire day, and thanks to my stubbornness, my efforts paid off in the morning of day 87.
Oh, what? I saw it! I saw it! Or does my eyes deceive me? I saw something. Get back here. Where was it? I know I saw something. I'm not there it is. I'm not crazy.
Finally, another relic. With angelic choirs singing, I loaded it onto old Bessie and took it to its final pedestal. Only one more to go. Needing a break though from all that digging, I tackled some item quests and used my earnings for a fancy new prospecting helmet. Its gears spin when you're looking in the direction of an ore vein, which is pretty handy. I also spotted a core stone intake tube at the shop, snagged it, and went full throttle by dropping my humongous shard bar into this new pressure tank, which I also purchased. This baby's running at Formula 1 speeds now. On day 88, with nothing better to do, I did a couple of rounds on old Bessie to find new quests, but couldn't find any, so I had no choice but to free up some NPCs by fulfilling some of their farming quests. So once I was on my way to hand over some of my famous soups, Dolores handed me a prospecting quest, which made me very happy. I finished that quest and handed it in to end off the day. The next morning, I worked a bit on my small garden and decided I might as well try and plant some other types of vegetables. So I moseyed on over to Grangefield, where I was shocked to find out the prices for seeds. I spent so much time doing farming quests and could only buy 1 pack of corn and 1 pack of onion seeds, which means I need to plant these and then make more seeds out of them first. At about noon, the irrigation system was built a bit higher to avoid the issues we had been having of the plants growing so big that they blocked the dripping water and end up drying out, and the seeds were then planted at sundown. The morning footage wasn't recorded, sadly, of day 90, but here's what happened. I finally stumbled on the Arrow Relic, which I'm holding on to till day 100. I also got a wild idea to buy every Hydrocoin-based vehicle that I could, so I snagged a yellow Hydro Truck Mark II, as it reminds me of the yellow Tonka trucks that I used to play with as a kid, and a speedy quad that's perfect for food deliveries. Wait a minute, did I just become DoorDash? Unfortunately, I hit a mini progression lock. There were no new quests for me, nor new fish to catch, or urgent mining tasks to complete, so I ended up waiting for my veggies to grow. By sunset, I checked our core stone output again, and it seems to have slowed to a crawl. Is this stuff rarer than I thought? It looks like the final sprint to tier 3 might be a real nail-biter. With 10 days left in the challenge, who knows if I'll finish everything on my checklist. On day 91, I went around looking at my accomplishments and put everything into overdrive as I needed more drills to hopefully get more core stone. I managed to make 2 more drills and got them hooked up at my base as quickly as I could because time is of the essence. But I wasn't just fighting against the clock, I was also fighting the absolute copious amount of lag that this contraption was producing. Making these drills had me using up all of my Cloudium, by the way, so I was worried that I might not make enough back to eventually make tier 3 drills. By day's end, we officially had 6 tier 2 miners, completely doubling the tier 1 output. My PC was begging for mercy with all the flying ore, so I spent the rest of the evening hunting for random spots where resources might be jamming up the system, and the next morning, I did find a spot where my main harvester constantly had been getting its resources stuck. This means we haven't been getting the resources from the tier 2 drills. My whole life is a lie! So go ahead, laugh it up, folks. I deserve it. So I made some quick adjustments, releasing a tidal wave of stuck ore.
That was a workout.
And at about noon, after some restructuring, the facility was reactivated and everything started flowing like it should have been. We have officially unleashed the beast.
Okay, yeah, apparently that whole facility wasn't really working, and I was wondering what the heck was going on with core stone being so slow. We were at like 311 weight of this stuff for multiple days, and now we just let it rip and we're at 387. I think we're gonna be okay. I'm glad we caught that. I really, really am glad we caught that.
Not only did we fix the clog, we also probably saved my PC from imploding. As a bonus, my corn and onions were finally ripe too. Things were looking up. Through the night, I prepared a spot for tier 3 drills in case that dream should come to fruition. At dawn of day 93, I snatched up an advanced rake so I could shape the tier 3 area more precisely. I also grabbed conveyor belts, pipes, and anything that I could see myself needing for the next level rig. By the afternoon, I built a makeshift ore escalator and leveled the ground for the grand tier 3 drill zone. I wanted to get the ball rolling on day 94, so I started preparing ingots for a tier 3 harvester, and with them, headed to Icehelm to smash them together in the giant anvil, only to realize I hadn't even bought the designs yet. So I purchased all 3 designs in one go and forged the harvester, making me the proudest owner of tier 3 machinery. So I made my way back to base to hook it up as fast as possible. And as I placed it, it noticeably looks more modern than the other devices. Once we had it set up, the rest of the day was spent just preparing for when we could eventually make the drill. All I could do now was to wait for core stone and Cloudium to accumulate, and to prepare the iron and gold weights for the special sword quest. After that, I prepared some more of my famous soups using some new vegetables and made a delivery run with old Bessie. At night, I bought some more spanners for our automated repair machine, which honestly has been the MVP of this entire adventure. The entirety of day 96 was spent watching the ore flow, hoping to get enough for our goals. I also went around tidying up the base, putting things where they belong, and compressing the gems. While this was happening, I almost made my PC crash. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Uh-oh. This is not good. This is really not good. Oh, shit. Okay. Whew. We live. By the end of the day, we had finally reached our goal weight for both the core stone and Cloutium. I was a happy lad indeed, as on day 97 was the day to make my first and likely only tier 3 drill. I sprinted over to Icehelm, dropped my prepared ingots into the giant crucible, and pulled the lever. Isn't she beautiful? She was up and running in no time back at the Seaman factory, meaning I could cross off yet another of my endgame goals. The question that arose now, though, was to see if I could make the sword for the Royal Guard in time. I needed more core stone, so while I waited, I went on a quick vehicle shopping spree. Come evening, I swung by Hobson's Powerworks for some cables, as I had something very, very, very special in mind for the end of this adventure. On day 98, all I could do was wait for more core stone to accumulate, and at long last, at about noon, I had accumulated 400 kilograms of core stone, which allowed me to make the special Royal Guard sword.
It is done. At long last, my magnum opus is complete. I will be king.
I raced it over to the castle and got a whopping 18,000 guild tokens in return. Now, if you don't mind me, I would like to see the king.
Well, the tokens are cool and all. I kind of would like to go up there, but I'm assuming you're the sole cause. You and your beaten broccoli that I can't go further up. And, yeah, what's funny enough is I don't even have enough of these frickin' farming tokens to even buy the seeds for these. Like, what do you want from me?
I took my coins with me and out of pure frustration decided to buy the Hydro Prospector vehicle. Then to really flex on the royal family, I scooped up every dig site on the map. Time to see what sorts of chaos we could unleash. But first, most importantly, on day 99 I took the final relic to the cave, curious as to if anything would happen.
Well, here goes nothing. Oh, Secrets of the Cave. Oh, that was an achievement. Hello. Oh, booty! My favorite! Ha! It's a whole treasure chest just for me. I guess this is like a special decor piece for the base. Well, that's nice. You know what? I'm kind of happy. I don't know how I'm gonna take this whole thing home, but I'm happy. That's nice.
The value of this chest is 68,000. I kind of wish it had 1,000 more, but we can't have everything in life, I guess. The rest of the day was spent unloading all of the valuables from our factory and sold it all for an unfathomably great amount of wealth, which I used to buy a lot of nukes. All of day 100 was spent building the greatest nuclear testing site this island had ever seen, and all of this was done over some shitty broccoli soup. And while I'm setting this up, I would like to thank our lovely patrons and YouTube channel members for their support every month. Supporting is never required, but always very appreciated, as it helps us improve the quality of our videos. So, sincerely, thank you very much. And now, without any further ado, let us head on over to some real fireworks.
My lovelies, we have gathered here this fine evening, not only to celebrate the end of the 100 days, but also to send a message. That's right, the nobles hiding away in their castle have denied me access to the royal chambers over some silly broccoli soup. To that I say, to the nobility and power, thy message is clear. However, the last laugh will be mine, as I have amassed 1.5 million coins worth of nuclear armaments to send this filthy island back into the Stone Ages. So, meine Lieben, with Bessie as our witness. And without any further ado, let the fireworks begin! Yes! Let's go!
Oh, shoot!
Can I throw myself into it? Ah! But there it goes. The rumbles of war have
Island.
begun. It keeps going too. The amount of nuclear radiation that this island is now going to go under is absolutely unfathomable. And I feel like the only place for refuge left for anyone on this island is to head on over to Volcano Island out in the distance. That right there, to my knowledge, everybody, is the DLC area, which I do possess. So, if you want me to make a great escape to greater and greener pastures, let me know in the comments if you want to see another 100 days where I take on that challenge as I flee the absolute hellscape that I've unleashed over here. So, without any further ado, thank you so very much for watching, and I'll be seeing you very soon. So take care now. Bye-bye.
Okay, sorry. I'm gonna throw in another video for you guys while we're chilling, so that we can do this, because I'm almost there. I'm on page 4, so I only need to kind of wrap up this. I'm actually gonna edit some of this, because I only needed to get 2 topics in, and I feel like I covered it pretty well. So we're gonna... Let's pick a video for you guys. Let's see. Oh! It's us right now! I'm on stream! Let me see. This one. I watch this one a lot.
Water's far that way, but it looks like Stay In was heavily damaged when I arrived. All of the supplies are gone. The heater is missing, and this thing is falling apart. Therefore, I'm going to be hunting big game, exploring the mountains, and getting this broken down tower ready for the harsh and unforgiving winter. If I don't find food soon, it's over for me. Out here, everything can kill you. The caves.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm pretty good at brainstorming titles. It's just I had to work on the format and everything, because the big problem was I wrote this essay in my brain and then forgot that I should have read the criteria and realized that I didn't do enough for the essay.
Look at this.
And I formatted it in a way that isn't what they wanted, so I was sitting there kind of getting a bit angy, you know, a little angy sauce, trying to get through it, you know.
Start going up here.
But we're getting
My
there.
priorities, I think, are going to be to get water. And then I'll figure out. Look at this view.
Look at that.
I'm not even up there yet. Look, this is going to be it. Look at this. Mountains over there. Trees.
Oh,
Cliffs,
Minecraft Watchtower.
rocks,
Can you imagine?
lakes.
I never understand how people can build entire
Look
realms
at
like this.
this.
It's crazy. Biomes and
This
shit.
is
I've
absolutely incredible.
it just boggles
This
my
little
brain.
tower's coming. If I take one wrong step, it's over for me. Straight down, straight
So
dead.
it's so cool, man.
Let's see what we got.
So cool.
There's a skunk in here. I don't want to get sprayed by that thing. Well, what am I? I'm like 1 minute in and I've already got problems. This is gonna be good. Okay, I gotta figure out something to do with this skunk. I wonder if I can just live with it. I don't want to murder this thing. Unless it has meat. I'm wasting time. I can't be worried about that. Okay, what do I got in here? A snowy hat, a kangaroo burger. That's good. It's gonna give me protein. Kangaroo meat, some corn seeds. Got one bandage. We're gonna put that there. A bowl. And I think this is, what is this? This is a bag of rice. I'm also Steve for some reason. I made a whole skin. What are you doing? I got a bed here. Alright, this is good. I just gotta make sure I don't step in the giant hole. I gotta find a way to fix that. This skunk has got me.
Yeah, man,
out.
it's crazy work.
Got
I'm
a
like,
ton
where
to
do you
out
guys
here. So
find the
what I need to do
time?
first, I think,
I want to do 7 things at
is
once.
get
Where do you guys find the
tools.
time, dog?
And
To
then
focus
get
on
water.
one fucking thing and build all
I have
this.
no
Like,
idea
it's crazy.
what direction water's in. I should have. What is this?
I could never.
Berries
I
are
love
good.
Dreamlight Valley,
Strawberries,
man,
love
and even then
strawberries.
I can only do
Little
2-hour
strawberries.
spans, and then I gotta do a little shimmy shake,
There's
and then
so
go
much to
back
do,
in the next
and
couple hours. I gotta
it's
take an
quite
hour
honestly
nap.
a little bit overwhelming.
Like I gotta take a moment. I can't
food,
do things for long
water,
periods of
shelter
time.
are the
It
priorities.
drives me crazy.
Shelter's taken care of. I mean, kind of. It's 50% taken care of.
I have to have either multiple things going at
Watchtower
once so I can do them for long periods of
keep you
time, or
protected for a
whatnot. It
while,
drives me
although it's
absolutely
kind
bonkers.
broken apart. I'm gonna have to fix all that. So that's shelter. Food. I've got these 2 strawberries on me. Look at this. There's some in here too. What is this? Onions. Wild onions. There's wild crops all around the forest, so that's good for now, I suppose. Water. Water's going to be the big one. As of right now, I have no way of collecting water. I also have no way of even finding water. Look at this. There's crops everywhere. There's carrots. This is good. It's good to know that I've got all these vegetables around. I have no way of collecting the water, so I need to...
I can't Minecraft. It gives me decision
get tools
paralysis.
and
Exactly.
there's honey
Exactly.
there,
Too
too.
much to do. If I have
lot
a
of stuff
goal,
for
I'll
me.
be fine. There's too much to do. I can't do it all on my own. I can barely pick my own freaking food
What is that
order.
thing? What is that?
Okay, I can't do it on my own.
What is that animal? What is this creature? It's running from me. I have no idea what that thing is. What is this? It's running away from me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. What is this? Is it a beaver? No idea what that is. There's a sheep right there. It's running from me too. Everything's gonna run from me, so that's perfect. I need some sort of weapon before I can... I'm gonna waste all my stamina and hunger chasing these things down. Look at this. I've already lost 2 things. Everything is taken off from me. There's flamingos here for some reason. I don't know. I spent so much time trying to set up this mod pack to make it realistic, and there's a flamingo, so that's good. Anyways, look at this. Here's water. I'm gonna need a lot of it to survive. I can't go in it yet. I absolutely cannot get wet. This water, although it looks beautiful like a nice lake, it's all glacial water, and I'll freeze if I go into it. I also should just not be out here, but I think I'm gonna have to find a way to collect water tomorrow. I don't want to be out at night, so I'm gonna head back to the tower, and on day 2, we'll figure out what my first move is. This forest is so dense. I think I can actually... I can't... There's a deer right there. Look at that. Just right there. 2 deers. I think they should run from me very close. Yeah, they take off. Food is going to be a big problem. Although it's pretty plentiful right now, as the seasons change, it's going to become more and more scarce. And a lot of the crops that I'm finding, like the wild stuff around here, I won't be able to grow, and they'll go away. So I need to make sure that I stockpile food before the colder months come. Look at this view, though. Starting to get cold. All right. It's getting freezing cold already. That's good. It's good to be that cold. Where's that hat? I got one little snowy hat. That's keeping me going. I forgot about you. Are you cold? Hey, you want me to warm you up? You want something? You want my hat? It's gonna spray me. I'm not gonna spray it. Alright, I can't be messing around today. I gotta, what food did I have in here? I had this kangaroo burger. We're gonna eat that. That'll take care of me for today. Alright, there's a lot to do. I can't waste any time. I need to get down out of this tower, and I need to start getting tools so that I can, progress here. So to get tools, I need flint. And the best place to find flint is near water. I have no idea actually about that. I'm just guessing. This forest is so thick, I can see myself getting lost in here pretty easily, so eventually I'm going to need to clear some sort of path to and from the water. Better yet, I should find a way to bring the water to the tower, because if I have to keep walking all the way down to the... I'm like hearing stuff screaming in the forest right now. I'm trying not to sprint, because it's just going to slaughter my hunger and thirst. And is this a river right here? I think I went a different way this time. This looks like it could be a river. Yeah, it's a river. Perfect. Okay, so I just need to find flint now. I also cannot go in the water. There's flint right there, but I can't go in the water. Oh, yeah, the flint will float up to me. Okay, good. I need the flint. It's so hard to get it when it's in the water. Oh, it's right here. Okay, I've got 2 pieces of flint. That's not
I will.
really
It's
ideal.
just
I
I'm
mean, I
also
said
full.
that.
That's why I just got the chicken sandwich because I was like, oh,
No, I
I'm
need
gonna
more.
be
Just
full.
keep going until I have more.
It's okay.
Alright,
But it
whatever.
doesn't mean I can't
Alright,
eat it
so
for
now that I have flint, I
breakfast.
need to smash it off this rock. I've got 2 shards.
Guys, nothing hits like chicken
That's,
and
the
waffles
start,
in the
but
morning, guys.
got another piece.
I strongly believe in the chicken and waffle combo. We've unlocked another spirit, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone said hi, Michi. Yes, Michi is here. He was just chilling in the background watching Mario Galaxy videos, I believe. Oh, was it Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, guys, we're almost made it to the 5-page mark. So I'm going to try and wrap up this essay once I make sure it sounds concise and not crazy. But let's see what spirit we unlocked. Oh my god! Oh my god, stop. He's a stack of pancakes. Oh my god, he's the spirit on the box! Guys, look! He's so cute! Yes, Michi was watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos too. Oh my gosh, look at him! His name is Syrupy! Oh god, are we eating his brethren? I don't know. Stop, he's so cute. Oh, stop. The origins of Syrupy are up for debate, but many spiritographers believe that when a goopy is slurped up one too many Syrupy treats, its normal viscous body thickens into soft, spongy material. Despite their newfound fluffiness, Syrupy still retains a gooey center, making them not just adorable, but delicious looking. The syrup-like substance on their head isn't just for show, it's their sticky core slowly seeping through. While I still have yet to witness this transformation firsthand, one thing is for certain, just looking at Syrupy is enough to make me crave pancakes. They're so cute. Okay, this guy looks like a little pot of something. Simmer on low, don't overboil, listen to the bubbles, brew some tea while you wait. Okay, so I'm guessing to do him, let me look at the activities again, yeah. Simmer, yeah, he said on low. Simmering, and then, he mentioned bubbles, so I think there is a bubbles button, yep, bubbles button, And then, it was a pot. So maybe the companion we need... Oh, is it? Oh, it's not just my game this time. Haha. Is Kettle Brew, because she's the little teapot. Oh, yep. Okay, Kettle Brew's chilling with us while we do this, and we're gonna summon one of her brethren. And then we're just gonna do that. Link slips. This one is really hard not to eat. I have the next spirit you're going after. Oh, really? Really? Oh, is it cute? I love my little teapot. She's so dang cute. Look at her. What a baby. So cute. Such a cute little babe. So cute. But while we do that, we continue with our 100 days thing.
Come on.
Well, I finish up this essay.
Okay,
We're
4
almost
shards.
there, guys.
That should be good
And I
for
got some time to spare,
the first
so it'll be
little
good.
bit here. Okay, so now that I have the shards, I need to get a stick so that I can make a knife. And you get a stick by just smashing the leaf until a stick drops. Just a man stranded in the wilderness, more none less, looking for sticks. When I'm walking through the forest like this, and I'm kind of I was just about to say that. See that? See that moose? I was just thinking that. See that thing right there? It's running. It heard me and it took off. That thing right there is not your average Minecraft moose. I can't just walk up to it. That thing will slaughter me. Right now, because it's spring, it should be okay. It's right there. Look at it. It's massive. That thing is massive. The problem with those things is that right now, I mean, if I go near it, it's gonna take off. I won't be able to get it, and if I attack it, it's gonna rip me to shreds. But that thing is very dangerous, especially when it becomes the fall. If I'm anywhere close to that thing, it's gonna come, especially because it's a bull moose, it's gonna come just barreling towards me. And I really don't stand a chance of fighting back against it. By that point, I might be able to with some spears or something, but I gotta watch out for stuff like that. It's not just moose that I need to look out for out here. It's also bear and boar. Bear is the big one, though. I cannot believe I haven't found a stick yet. This is crazy. There we go, first stick. Okay, that took way too long. Now with the stick, I can take my winter hat off. I can make a knife. And using the knife, I can get plant fiber. That's my first piece of plant fiber.
Thank you, Anna. I'm so excited.
got-
Why is this making me miss hunting in Alaska? I mean,
Enough to
I've
make
never
some
been
plant
hunting
string.
or even camping. I've always
Now,
wanted
with the
to,
plant
but I am
string, I can
nervous
make
about it because I'm
a
allergic to so many
crude
things.
hatchet.
And
But
I
it's
get
gonna
worried about
require me
stuff.
to
I
get
have
another
considered
stick,
like
so-
RV camping before,
There
which
we
I
go.
thought would be cool.
Another
But
stick.
I just, you know, but I
I'm
like
starting to get a little bit
trying new
thirsty. I'm
things,
concerned
and I
about
want to
that
know if I
because I
would
don't-
like it. I used to hear about
don't
people
really
going
know
on
how to
camping trips with their
get water yet.
parents and
Okay,
stuff when
flint
I was a
axe,
kid,
here we
and I
go.
begged my parents to.
Now, using the-
And you
this-
know what my
this
dad
axe,
told
I gotta
me?
be careful
We
with it
can go
'cause
camp at a
although
five-star
it
hotel.
is an axe and it will cut down a tree. It is
And I was like, okay.
very
But are there
flimsy
any
and weak,
trees?
and it's got very low durability. I want to grab those berries with the
My
moose is right
parents
there.
both had
I'm not gonna do it,
very
it's not
rough
worth the risk.
camping experiences, so I think
got-
I
I've
would
got
need to
some
find good
strawberries
homies too. But also, I'm also such a true
Alright, I
crime
gotta
fan that
find
I don't
the
know if I
correct
can
tree to
ever
cut
truly
down
be
here.
okay with
Ideally
hunting
one that
now.
will-
Or like hunting or going into
Well, I
the
don't know if
woods
the
by
correct one is.
myself.
What
That's
type
how
of
like
trees are
terrible
these? Are
things
these
happen.
pine trees?
You know?
I gotta find
I
one that's not
really,
too
I
big,
really would
like
like
a
to. I don't know.
medium-sized
Maybe a little
or
glamping trip.
small-sized
I don't
tree.
know.
That way
There's
it
some
doesn't
girlies
break
out here
my
who have all that
axe
fun
the moment it
glamping
comes
stuff,
down.
and I'm like, ooh,
I also
how
kind of don't
how
know
like gushy.
where I'm
I'm
going.
100% though a
I don't know
cottage
where
in the woods kind of
tower is.
gal.
I should get back to the tower before night.
I'm 100%
and then I'll cut down
would
the
love
tree.
to live on a little plot
I'm
of
collecting
land,
all these saplings as I
semi
go
near a
because I'm gonna
mountain,
use
with
them
like
eventually
enough connection to get to
in a
people, but like
composter.
to talk to people
Is that
and
fiddle
stuff
heads?
and do my stuff. But
No.
I have my little garden patch
excited
outside,
for a
and
second
I
you
go
go
into
fiddle
town every couple weeks to go
vision
get
has
some
gone blurry,
stuff,
and
and
I
I,
think it's because
you know,
I
and I
didn't drink
live
water.
cozy out in the woods with my
Yeah, that's-
sweaters and my
I'm-
teapots and stuff.
This is
That's
not
what I
good.
want.
But
I like
my
cozy
vision is
stuff
blurry.
like that.
That makes me happy.
Yeah, I
I
thought
like
there was
this.
something wrong with my shaders. Look at this. I'm going blind because I didn't drink water. I just spent like 5 minutes messing with my shader setting. This is not good. Look at this. Okay, I gotta figure out the water thing now. Can I drink? Oh. Good old dirty water. I don't have a clue what effect that's gonna have on me. Thirst. Okay, but at least I got my vision back. Gonna have to throw on my winter hat because it's gonna be cold out here. I'm concerned about drinking that dirty water. And how badly it's gonna affect my thirst. The thirst is going down pretty quickly. But now I'm stuck out here at night. Traveling through the forest at night is very dangerous. It's when most of the predators come out, and I'm most vulnerable to being attacked. Without the ability to see, I could very easily walk into a bear and have that thing rip me to shreds. I think once I have my tools, the priority should be getting purified water, because this is already a pretty bad situation to be in. I don't know where the tower is. And it's dark out here. Oh! 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 That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's still chasing me. It's still chasing me. Oh, I can hear it. There's another bear there. I don't know where the tower is. That scared me. I went around. I barely saw it. I just saw the red eyes. It was charging at me. There's something wrong with my feet right now. I don't know where the tower is. I'm getting thirsty again. I'm completely lost in the forest right now. It's getting cold. The temperature's dropping. I can barely see in front of me because there's so much stuff in this forest. It's so dense. I have no idea where I'm going right now. I think the smart thing to do would be to get to the water and follow it until I find that lake. The only problem with this is that I could be following it in the wrong direction, or I could be following the wrong lake. Look, it's starting to freeze up. It's cold. It's spring right now, but it's still cold. Early spring. It could even snow at this point. There's fish there. The wind is scaring me right now. A lot of the crops I have, I can only grow them in certain seasons. So carrots are actually fertile right now in the spring. So I should get these planted as soon as I can. And then onions, I don't know. Barley I can plant in the autumn. And wheat I can plant in summer. So I gotta kind of pay attention to when I should be growing stuff. I don't know if this is the lake that I first visited. I think it might be. I hear footsteps and I'm scared there's something running after me. I think this is where I came out. Yeah, this is. So that means the tower should be... Oh! There it is. I gotta be really careful with all the predators out, especially at night. I could run right into a bear, or a moose, or... There's wild boars out here too, that I don't want anything to do with. Once I can cut... Oh, wait. Hold on. I got a meal. I can make a meal out of these mushrooms here. And then I can dig these mushrooms up. Anything that's on the ground I can dig up. If you're wondering why I don't just break it with my hands, it's because it won't work. You need a special harvesting tool. There's another bear. If I lost the tower again, I'm gonna lose it. What a dumb thing to say. If I lost it, I'm gonna lose it. What am I talking about? Focus! Get back to the tower. Don't be worried about what you're saying. Where's the tower? This forest is too thick. I'm getting lost in game. There's so many bears out here. Okay, it's right here. Here it is. Okay, I'm going up. I'm gonna need to find a way to make this whole area bear-proof. I'm gonna need to set up a fence or something. And then have, it's like morning. I just spent the whole night out there. Look how big the forest is. No wonder I got lost. It's just a massive sprawling forest in every direction. Well, at least I get to watch the sunrise. Where's the sun rising up from? Over the mountains? That's nice.
Just make myself a nice meal in the morning, because that was... Hey, you watching the sunrise too? Huh. So this guy doesn't seem to care about me, which is nice. Maybe we can live together. There we go, okay. So using the logs I got a crafting bench now. Look at this view. Me and the skunk. Hey, don't fall! I don't like this guy now.
Okay, guys, I'm making the bibliography.
Look at that view.
We're at the finish line, guys. I'm getting my hands on the bibliography.
Of mushroom stew.
And then we're gonna do our final, what I call the final checks. Because that means
look at the
I'm gonna
sunrise
make sure
over the
this is
mountains.
all in the right order. Everyone's doing what
Like,
they're
look
meant
at
to
this.
be doing.
Absolutely incredible. Makes you almost forget that you got
gonna make things
chased down by
really
a
good.
bear in the middle of the night. But you know what? Beautiful day 3. Look at that.
Man, it's in
like a
alphabetical
painting.
order. That's right.
In this simulation, seasons last approximately 25 days.
Well, I'm happy about this.
So with there being 4 seasons at 25 days each, I'm going to be out here for roughly 100 days. Alright, so I took a bit of damage on my feet. My feet are a little bit hurt from that fall. So I think I can use heals up to 3. Maybe I'll just save this bandage until I'm like more severely injured.
To my
Alright,
stuff in my
lots to do.
bibliography.
Very little time to be messing about. I'm still Steve. I just spent... I'm Steve with an untucked shirt. What's going on there? I just spent like 20 minutes trying to get my skin in the game. I made a whole Albert Einstein skin. It looks like he's all ripped up with shorts on. I was really excited about the shorts. This kangaroo meat is going stale. Well, I don't know what to do about that. I guess I could cook it. Let's try to... I gotta focus, alright? So much to do. So little time. These bears are gonna give me a lot of... I gotta really watch the dropping. Every time I hear that meat shattering sound, I get... I don't even know where the bears are. They're just somewhere in here. Alright, let's cut down the tree. I'm not even gonna cut it from the bottom. I'm gonna cut it from right here. There it goes. First tree. This is great because I got a lot of sticks. I got 3 sticks. What am I saying? I got a lot. I got some wood. Wait, which direction is the water? That's kind of an important thing to figure out. There's the sun. I think the water is this direction, but I don't know. I can't keep getting lost. I need to, like, really cut a path. I'm going to try to take care of most of my business that I need by the water. There's a survival trick you can use in real life to figure out where you're going, and maybe I can use it in game to not get lost. You basically find trees and weave in and out of them. Like, so you go left to this tree, then you go right to this tree. And that way you don't get turned around. But I don't know how I would get turned around. I also don't even know if that works. I am also lost, too. This is not the way to the water. Oh, wait, yes it is. There's the water right there. Okay. I also saw some berries here. I have to be sure that I'm grabbing... Whenever I see food, I gotta grab it. The only issue is that as soon as I grab it, there's a timer on it before it goes stale. Another thing I gotta watch out with food is this. If any of these get into the red, I become malnourished. And I do not want to be malnourished. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, I've made a ton of other long Minecraft videos just like this one. You can find them on my channel or the playlist that I've linked below. And while you're at it, consider subscribing to the Forge Labs YouTube channel. And drink some dirty water. I'm terrified of predators. But look at this. I can use this string here with my knife and this cobweb to get string, which will be useful to make other stuff, such as a proper pickaxe. You can get a lot of it. I'm gonna get whatever I can find around here. I've got 45 gravel on me, so I'm gonna start breaking this gravel down so that I can get more flint, because I'm gonna need that to get a pickaxe. Okay, so I got one piece here, and what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually try to get a shovel. Okay, there we go. Ah! Okay, third time's a charm. Here we go. Third piece of flint. Yeah, there we go. I don't even know if I can make a shovel with that. I can, but that's 3 pieces when I could just go to 4 to get a pickaxe. Oh, I have 4. I can make a pickaxe right now. I cannot process that type of wood with this axe. I need to get another one. Alright, I'm gonna cut down another tree here. And so much, 57 pieces of wood here. Oh, but my axe is broken, so I have no way of... That's really unfortunate. I need to... now... Look at this catfish. Look at that thing. Look at it. It's just sitting there. Can I... Okay, come back. Come back. No, I want to eat you. Come back. Come back. Come on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Fish trap. Fish trap. Fish trap. Come on. Come on. Go into there. Go in there. Come on. Come back. Come back. Come back and go into there. Oh, you're eating the gravel? You like gravel? Oh, go in. Go in. Please go in. Please go in. Don't eat my flint. Do not eat the flint. He ate the flint! He ate the flint! What is wrong with you? I think was just sitting there watching me do my flint business over here. Okay. Come on. Yes. There we go. I want to get this done before night. Okay, I need to make another axe. I'm going to use my axe to prepare some wood. Then using the wood and make a crafting bench. My string, I've got a pickaxe. There's so much I can do with string. I can make fish traps, I can make a fishing rod, animal traps, weapons. String is one of the most valuable things out here. So I gotta make sure that when I see it, I grab it. Same with berries. At some point, I'm gonna need to get some protein. And then carbs. Oh! Oh! It's a boar. Oh, it's boars! There's boars! It scares me. It legitimately scares me. Oh. My thirst. Again, the same problem as last time. I'm at the tower now, though. Oh, no. I can't go to the tower. I have to go back to the water. A tree just fell down behind me. Can you hear that? I think the water's this way, but I can't really see. I keep thinking that the trees on my left are opening to the water. There's the water. I'm taking damage because of the water. Oh, I think some of my food went rotten. I have to watch my water levels. I can't make that mistake again. I need to be drinking purified water, not this dirty lake water. Because it's only a matter of time. Maybe I can get sick. I don't know. Alright, I need to get some iron, but before I can do that, I'm going to need to get some charcoal so that I can make torches. And look at this. This is going to fill this whole place with smoke, so eventually I need to make a chimney or something, because I don't know if that's dangerous. With this charcoal, I will make some torches. I need to figure out which direction the water is closest in, because I keep getting lost. So the water's far that way, but it looks like it's close this way. So once I come down, I have to go that way, which is the corner there. And I'm going to mark this with a torch. This is the way to water. I don't want to use all these torches because I'm going to need some to go underground, but there's a bison right there. I believe it's hostile, so I'm going to try to stay back from it. Yeah, I think if you get close, they attack you. Normally it wouldn't, but in this case it will. A lot of meat on that thing, though. That would solve my protein problem. Speaking of which, protein's okay, actually. Sugar is low. Carbs is the worst. I gotta figure out how to get carbs. But for now, I'm gonna start mining here. What seeds did I get? Tomato seeds. Wow. The sooner I can get stone and iron, the sooner I can start farming. The issue with the flint pickaxe is that it will not last long digging. You can see after just a few strikes here, it is taking some significant damage. So mining down to find iron in the normal way is not going to work. I also can't use stone to make stone tools. I have to go straight from flint to iron. So I actually think this is a mistake. just digging down like this. I need to find iron in the wild.
Okay, I think my essay is done,
Oh,
guys.
that's gonna be difficult. I can cross the water if I have a fire, and I can only be in the water for a very short amount of time. So if I'm gonna cross, this could be a decent spot. I see some caves and stuff over there, which I might be able to find iron in. Looks like there's a cave there too.
Okay.
I'm burning up actually. Let's take my snow hat off. Maybe in this case I can go in the water. It's gonna get too hot. Oh. There we go. Cooling me right down. Okay, problem solved. I thought it was gonna be a whole thing about getting in the water, but that's good. I'm gonna leave a torch here so that I know to cross.
I have some more homework due this weekend.
What did I just find?
But this
Strawberry.
main one is done, y'all.
Perfect. What's happening? I'm freezing from being in the water. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I was worried about.
Everything's
I need to make a
done. 6 pages down for the
Okay, I have a
cow.
fire starter.
Don't ever say that I
Run.
can't do it.
Get my hat back on. Get my hat back on.
I tell you, I work under pressure. I am the queen of working under pressure, y'all. Woo!
That's exactly what I was talking about with the water. If I go in the water, it's very dangerous. That was just like 2 seconds in the water and I started to freeze. If I go back in the water, I need to have a fire ready. My knife's broken, so I need another piece of wood.
Oh.
Getting thirsty again.
Back
when
crack.
we go back down to the water in a minute.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
But I
Thank you,
might be
thank
able
you,
to
thank
find
you.
iron in here.
I hope you
So I
guys
do
had
mistake
fun
going down
chilling
there right
out.
now. Yeah,
Let's see what time it is. It is.
I don't have enough food to do this right now. I need to
10:37 our
come
time.
back.
Not bad, not bad, not
This is a
bad.
good spot though.
Let me see
I need
if
to
the
find
meat
some
tree
berries
is
or something and then come back here.
He's left the room,
Yeah, berries
but I
right
don't know
here,
what he's
perfect.
doing. So let me see.
Then I'm gonna go down the water and get more. Oh, there's a whale! That I'm scared of. I don't know what it's gonna do to me, so I'm backing up. Plant fiber. I need more plant fiber. Because I can make a fire then. So where's all that gravel? I'm gonna have to make a knife and make a fire. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it back that night. Okay. 1 stick. I should have everything I need to make a fire now. If I do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know how much I need. I just need a little bit of everything here. I'm gonna take my fire starter.
Yes, guys, I finished my
There we go.
essay.
That should
And
keep me warm
Mitru
for
has
the night.
disappeared to go
I need
to
to
bed
save
without
some for when I do cross the water. I need to have a fire, be able to make a fire really quickly. And,
But I am going to call the
warm
stream here
myself up once
tonight.
I go back
I will pause it right here. If you guys like the timestamp, if you want to continue watching this video, it is 1 year stranded in the Alaskan wilderness in hardcore Minecraft. It is done by Forge Labs, and we are currently sitting at the 30 minute and 42 second mark. So if you actually liked what we were watching, you can take this timestamp. Remember, it was 30 minutes and 42 seconds. This is where we paused. We were facing the lake. Beautiful moonlight in the shot. We were completely fine. Feel free to go and grab that, right? So that you can continue to watch the video. Thank you, D! D the GOAT put a timestamp in the chat. That's what I'm talking about. And the video is 1 year stranded in the Alaskan wilderness in hardcore Minecraft. I will throw that in the top, I believe. Ooh, not what I wanted to do. No, it won't let me. But that is what we have done. I hope everyone has a wonderful night. Remember, Gemini loves you. Oh, and before we gotta do this satisfying little thing. She's done! That's right. That's right. Ooh, we're almost... Hold on. We've almost done all our daily tasks. Hold on. I want to try and set off our timer. But yes. So, everyone, I hope you have a wonderful night. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you have great plans. Even if you don't have plans to go out, have a wonderful time. Do something fun. Enjoy yourself. Remember, Gemini loves you. Have a wonderful night. And bye. Bye.